you can be. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, be attractive, but being attractive ain't your top thing. That's like the fourth thing on my list. You know what I mean? You gotta. I ain't gonna go too much into it.
No, like seriously, I be telling my friends like that are still out here single. I'm like, look, I'm like, especially down here, like you got to step your game up. We have very limited options.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they have very limited options out here. So
Mm.
you gotta. There's
I know y'all
nothing
live.
wrong with the guy wanting to be mature enough, and that
Mm.
speaks to the woman herself. Like you have to be mature enough
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like
Yep.
know that your worth ain't in your butt.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Not in your butt.
Right.
Not
Like
in your butt.
all these BBLs and investing in your
Oh
body
my God.
physically, that's great, fine, and dandy. But if that's all you have to offer, and as we can see from Madonna, plastic surgery don't make a person. Nicki Minaj be in trouble in a few years. She ain't got no muscle.
Yeah, yeah. No,
She
right.
gonna be in trouble. Stuff gonna slide.
Uh-huh. Hey man, it's the maturity, the understanding and the empathy got to be there. You know what I mean? If it's not there, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it
Mhm.
very fast. We're gonna see it very quickly. You know, I'm a busy dude, and my focus is kind of like the past like 5 to 10 years. My focus is kind of my focus has been on my purpose. You know what I mean? So it
I
hasn't
get
really
it.
been on women like that. I spent all my 20s messing around with women, man. You know what I mean? And
I know
stuff
that's
didn't
right.
work out, but that's cool. You know what I mean? It's cool. I never had any problem meeting women. Y'all know this. You know what I mean? I ain't never had no issue
Mhm.
with women. You know what I mean? Whatever kind of women. But there are certain things I'm just not gonna give up, if that makes
That
any
comes
kind
with
of sense.
maturity too.
Yeah.
Like we don't have time for 20-year-old stuff. Have y'all
Yeah,
have
I don't
grown
got time.
past
Right, right. That right. Long story short, I don't got time for no games, man. Don't be playing
right.
games. These games, some of these shits be playing. It don't make no sense to play. It's weird.
No. No.
Some of the games you be playing with these dudes, you know what I mean? I don't know if you're trying to test people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm old school. I don't really care about that stuff, man. I don't move like that. You know what I mean? Back when we
I
were
get it.
growing up, you know what I mean? We would talk on the phone for hours at night. We didn't have text. We didn't have text message. We didn't have the quick access to people. You know what I'm saying? So it was you
Mhm.
talked for a couple of months and you were talking for something. You know what I mean? You weren't just dating just
Mhm.
to date. You know what I mean? So a lot of women out here, or a lot of people out here, they just dating just to date. Oh, it's fun. You know what I mean? To date and go to the next person and get your little foodie dates in and stuff like that. Oh, you can only do that for so long before you get sick and tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Right.
date for fun no more. There it has to be a reason why we're dating. We can't just be dating, dating just to have some fun. Like there has to be something we need to be going towards. Uh,
Mhm.
uh,
Look, everything look, everything now is an investment. Your time is an investment. Your emotional energy is an investment. Like you got
yes.
to be careful where you spreading your resources out at.
Mhm. And trust me, us men out here, and we've been talking about it. Us men out here, we are practicing cost benefit analysis. Trust
I
me.
love it.
That is the very first thing on our minds. Cost benefit analysis. Like I said, you may be pretty, you may have all the access you think that might get you in the game, but cost benefit
Mhm.
analysis is the number one thing that us men are practicing and have been practicing. I know I've been practicing it for the past 10 years. You know what I mean? If you too much, because listen, women, you can be quite costly. Okay. You can be quite costly. You know what I mean? You need a benefit to offset that cost. You need certain benefits to offset that. If you do not have that, this is one of the reasons why men aren't going for you. It has nothing to do with fear. It is simple cost benefit analysis. And there are a lot of red flags that a lot of men can see in you right off rip. Just
That's why when
laying that out there.
I compare it to like the reason why I had to dump my TKO stock right before it became TKO Group when it was WWE stock. I was like, oh Lord, it's plummeting. This is not a good investment. Oh Lord, the ship is
Is
going
that
down.
right?
Vince,
Right,
what did you
right.
do?
It's not a good investment.
Girl,
Yeah,
sell.
it wasn't looking like a good investment for a minute there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a good investment. If you did it at the beginning of this year, at the end of last year, all right, yeah, that's a heck of an investment. But
Yep.
if you was doing it like in 2020, 2021, woo wee, it wasn't that great of an investment, dog. Yeah.
All right, one more co-opening.
That's a fact. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and hit with a question. I'm just doing a little bit more tagging. If you want to hit some tags up, Trek, it's live on Facebook as well. So
Cool.
So speaking of your investing in your quality time,
Hmm?
got any travel plans this year? What's something on your travel bucket list? Or you're not a travel person?
Yeah, I'm a travel person. Sometimes, last year we went to, I usually go once or twice a year to, some big thing, and then we'll go a little, like closer places and stuff like that. Last year we went to Niagara Falls. I tried to get to Vegas this year, but I just couldn't swing it. You know what I mean? And we're going to Cincinnati here in a couple of weeks. I try to plan something around maybe an event or something like that. That's how I like to travel. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
there's yeah, right. I like to travel with purpose. You know what I mean? Is there a family member there? Is something there? For right now, that's how I travel. You know what I mean? The luxury stuff, I can do some of that stuff later. I'm planning on going on a cruise. I still ain't went on a cruise. I've been in Florida Keys. I would like to go back. And I tried to get my passport last year. Some reason I couldn't get my passport last year. Trying to get a passport last year was like trying to find a needle in a needle stack. They ain't messing with the United States government these days, but I couldn't get my passport this year. So I'm trying to get my passport so I can go international. I want to go out to one of these countries for like 2 weeks or something like that one day. When I get the time and get my funds right. Well, the funds is all right, cool, but timing is everything right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said, right now my time is limited and precious, so everything kind of got to go to purpose. But I'll do a little travel here and there. I like traveling.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This sounds like a good place as any to give a good start. So, welcome to the Real Talk Podcast.
This is Real Talk. Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk. Real Talk. This is Real Talk. Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk. Real Talk. Real Talk.
All right. Welcome to another edition of the Real Talk Podcast. As always, I am your host, Pastor Jesse Jones. Y'all know what to do. Along with my lovely, my beautiful, my vivacious, my queen. And once again, she is not fired, so she's still the executive producer of the Real Talk Podcast. Give it up for the one and only Miss Philanda.
Hi, family.
Yo, we got a special one here today. Y'all don't even understand. I am excited more than y'all know. We got my boy on the line. Yo, a special guest. I have known this dude for a daggone 20-something years. Like, for real. Like, when I'm with the Pastors Crew, Jay Jordan, he and I have known each other coming up on 20 years. But this dude has known me since college. This dude knew me with the long, straight hair.
Not the long,
this
straight
dude
hair.
knew me when I was a toothpick for real. So most of the stuff I have said to y'all, this brother right here, he can validate. He is not just my friend. He is my brother. He is the beat maker. He is the one and the reason why we have a jingle for the Real Talk Podcast. This dude has been with me up and down the road. He is 4 horsemen for life. He is not really from Columbus, but that's where I kind of met him, Nelsonville, Columbus area. But he's really Akron's own, Ohio's own, Columbus's own. He is the one and only, the dude with one of the greatest smiles in the game. I'm trying to tell you, my boy Mike Gibbs, aka Trek. Say hi to folks, sir.
What up, Trey G? Your boy Mike Gibbs. I don't think I can announce myself better than that guy just announced me. I mean, that just did it.
I think the only thing you were missing was the holographs and the smoke, and maybe
right,
right.
Beautiful announcement. Beautiful announcement. Beat maker extraordinaire. I'm a tough worker. I'm a hard worker. I've been friends with this man since college. We know each other. We've helped each other forever. Our lives have been intertwined for a long time. This is my brother. This is. I don't have many people that I can call my brother. I only got 3 people I can call my brother. My actual brother and 2 other guys, and this is one of them. And that's it. So we finally got together so we could talk about some real nice stuff. You know what I mean? We got a nice little segue. We got a nice little show for you. So hey, let's do it, man. Real talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all don't understand how I am cheesing excited. Y'all who know me for real, or at least know me on the Real Talk podcast, y'all know I don't do a whole lot of smiling. But bro, I'm smiling today because this dude right here, yo. And when my next endeavor, now that I got you on, is we gotta get the Horsemen on together one time.
We gotta get the Horsemen on.
I know you watching because I see your comment in there. Smooth. We gotta get you up on here, man. Me, you, and Trek, man. We gotta get you up on here. One good.
We were
time
talking about it too. We were talking about trying to get all 3 of us on here one time together, and then try to get Hitman on here, somebody. You know what I'm saying? So we could,
we got to get Smooth on social media first. Paul, you got.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, he ain't social media first.
He is avoiding it like the plague.
Smart man. Smart man, right there. he real talk. I mean, I ain't gonna do all this business. I ain't gonna put it out too much, but I'll say he found himself on social media inadvertently earlier. Maybe we'll talk about it one day. We're gonna talk about it in private one. He found himself on social media inadvertently, not on, no fault of his own, just him being himself. You know what I'm talking about.
Smooth the way I do. I can only imagine what it is. And smooth. We ain't talking about you, but we love you, man. That's why we gotta get you.
Oh, you know what it is. You know what it is. If you know Paul, you know exactly what it is, and you know probably exactly how he got on the internet. That's between the 3 of us.
That's a reason. Why we call Paul
probably know too. We know, but we all know between the rest of us. But yeah, he found himself on the internet in a very inadvertent way. He learned the hard way. So it happens. The internet does not forget. The internet knows all.
Facts. So before we get into the big topics that we want to get into, let's do a little intro for those who do not know my boy Mike Trent Gibbs. Let's just have a little quick interview session. You know what I'm saying? I said that you was a beat maker, and I've been raving about you, especially on this platform, since its inception. Well, it's 3rd time around inception, because I've had the Real Talk podcast for years. But like, this is the first time I've been really doing it big since I was just doing the audio. I talked to my boy Mike. I was like, yo, man, you think you can hit me up with a beat, man? I know you be doing. And this nigga in like 3 days gave me 8 beats to choose from. He was like, yo, just try. If you don't like these, man, just let me know. I'll come up with something else. I got you. Nigga, all 8 beats were fire. You don't understand how hard of a choice this was. I was doing for real surveys, trying to see, okay, which one do the people like best? So how long have you been mix mastering your beats and stuff? I can see part of your studio but for the viewers, the left-hand corner over his right-hand corner.
Yep.
How long you been doing it?
Man, I've been doing this since, I say, right after we got out of college. That's when I kind of started. I started on what a lot of people know as Fruity Loops. It's a computer program. It's a DAW. It's called FL Studio now. It's way more upgraded than it used to be. And so it's probably been about a good 20. I've been doing this for 20 years. I started 20 years ago. Anybody that knows me personally know that I've always been a music practitioner. I started off in choir. I was in choir all throughout school. I used to dance. I used to rap. You may find videos of me rapping in a talent show here and there. I've sung at talent shows. I've been in 3 different choirs like my whole life. I've always been in church choir, advanced choir, men's choir. I'm a music practitioner. I've always loved music. My father was a keyboard player. My mother loved music. Music has always been a big part of my life for anybody that's ever known me personally. But I haven't been practicing it until I got out of college. I took a little bit of audio video engineering in college. And then when I got out, I didn't have no money. I was broke. So I had to get in. I can't just afford an MPC like this one right here. These things are expensive. You know what I mean? Analog gear is really expensive. So you had to start somewhere. So I started there, and I have been practicing, learning my craft for a long time. I've went to audio engineering school called the Recording Workshop. I've done sound engineering. I've done a little bit of audio engineering, but I've been practicing this thing. I've been learning this thing. I've worked with some people here and there. I've been making beats on a regular for 20 years. I've been applying this craft for a very long time. You know what I mean? And it's been a progression. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've never got to the point where I'm doing it like 24 hours a day, every day. I would love to do that. But some of us got to work for a living. So, you know, it's kind of been taking me a while to kind of get this thing going, you know what I mean, as far as like professionally and stuff like that. But as far as practicing the music and loving the music and stuff like that, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. So I know this stuff goes. I know how this stuff goes. Music is my thing. It's always been my thing. And to answer your question, really kind of my whole life. But doing beats and stuff like this, I got a keyboard right in front of me. I've been doing this for 20 years. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So I know this answer, but again, I'm trying to get the people good feel for you. Who are your top 3 producing the top 3 people who inspire you as a producer?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like those other beat makers in the culture. Who 2 of the top 3 you look like? Yo, that dude, that chick, that one right there.
Oh, that's pretty easy, man. I mean, Timbaland, Dre, and I'll probably say Kanye West. Yep, Timbaland, Dre, and Kanye West. I don't
say his name anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I might get blackballed. I'm sorry. We supposed to be saying his name on major platforms. We can't do that no more. Okay, well let me try somebody else. I'll say Pharrell.
No, like aside from his crazy, and me and him have personal beef. That's different.
They met.
Yeah, me and him have personal beef because that's different. But other than that, like the man is talented where he is talented at. He's also crazy, but he's talented where he is talented at. So as far as production goes,
music production,
credit.
Music production, the way he's been able to flip popular songs or flip popular tracks into samples and turn them, man, he's been doing that on a regular since the 90s, man. And Kanye is, don't get it twisted. I know everybody hate him, but musically, sonically, we love Kanye. Dark Child. Ronnie Jerkins. I got a problem with Ronnie Jerkins. Just ain't my thing. I'm a hip hop dude, man. Yeah, honorable mention DJ Premier, and I'll say like Just Blaze or somebody like that. But yeah, okay, in my production guys. Timbo, the big 3: Timbo, Dre, and Neptunes for guys who lived in like the 2000s. You know what I mean? Neptunes they were really big at the end of the 90s and the early 2000s. So I was really big in the Neptunes. Timbo is like the king to me. Timbaland is the king to me. So yeah, they're my 3 top inspirations. Not that other producers ain't inspired me. Trust me. Yeah, like somebody brought up Dark Child, you know what I mean? Rodney Jerkins. Yeah, sure. Rodney Jerkins. How about Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam? I know a lot of producers, bro.
Shout out to JC Wallace. He's my dude. That's the member of the Pastors crew. He go, yo, JC, I would have had you on, but for this first time with Mike, it had to be just me and him. Well, me and him and Falon, I've known this dude forever. You gonna be kind of mad because JC is for the Pastors crew. This dude is a hip hop dude for real too. He reminds me in terms of his hip hop knowledge and his thought process on stuff.
Yeah,
he kind of reminds me how you think. Although I think y'all are on opposite side of the spectrum on some stuff, but. JC's that dude, but JC, you're gonna want to stick around for this. You're gonna have a lot of comments for this because some of what we going over today, bro, you're gonna love this. But real quick,
I respect the Dark Child. I respect the heck out of Dark Child. You don't hear his name mentioned that much, especially these days. You don't hear his name mentioned at all. You know what I mean? He used to be the premier pop producer in the 90s, in the 90s and the early 2000s. I got no problem with Dark Child. Dark Child improved some. He got hits on his resume.
So, who would you say, out of everybody who inspires you, who would you say right now your beats are more crafted towards or like with that? If people hear it, there was I can hear a little bit of this person in it.
Ooh. You know, you could probably hear my beats on most of the modern day spitters. So, you know, Big Three, Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. You can hear them on any of my beats. I ain't really, you know, I ain't really like you could probably hear Future and stuff, you know, Future and Young Thug and you know, like the Southern art, like you know, Lil Baby and stuff like that. You could probably do that because I use a lot of 808s in my beats, you know what I mean? But you know, my beats kind of probably more for guys who could probably spit, probably, you know what I mean? I got some hits. Like I said, I got a little Kanye in me, you know what I mean? So I got kind of the sample game going right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's for hip hop these days, you know, and most people can spit on stuff as long like most like trap beats and stuff like that. You know, most of the spitters can spit on that. You know what I mean? So it's like a universal thing. So I feel like I got kind of more of a universal sound. You know what I mean? That anybody could go on. But like I said, the the big three, you know, I think could probably fit on my tracks. So if you like those three dudes, J. Cole probably more than most, you know. I like the positive stuff. I don't go into the dark trap stuff, you know what I mean? I can, but that ain't really my style. It's not really. I like the positive stuff, you know. I like stuff that sound more positive, a little bit more energetic, you know. It might sound a little bit more R&B-ish here and there, but it's still hip hop. So hip hop, you know. So yeah.
I got you.
If you could produce for anybody right now, dead or alive, who would it be?
Nas.
I'm about to say, come on.
Nah, okay.
No,
like right out of the gate.
right here, that was an easy.
Hey,
You
hey.
tossing a softball.
Nah, either Nas, and the next one might surprise you. Either Nas or Justin Timberlake. I love to produce.
Okay, yeah, that was I didn't see that one coming.
That's because you ain't heard all of his beats. I've heard like 20 something, but maybe 20, 21 of his beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that don't surprise me.
I just want that one R&B singer that can like take like hip hop type traps and just like like Michael Jackson.
Okay,
like he would take him out like Michael Jackson and throw down on it on like almost like a hip hop type pop track. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like that. You know what I mean? I like to produce for somebody like that. But yeah, Nas right out the gate. Nas out the gate. Right now, the Nas of the day is Kendrick Lamar. I love K-Dot right now. K-Dot on top of everybody's list right now.
Well, since you done mentioned his name twice, let's go ahead and get on into it.
It's segue, baby.
Segue, man. You could do this. You could do this. Segue for real. Yo, so this beef. We about to get into this Kendrick Lamar, Drake beef. I know there's a couple other cats around the outer edges, internal with the beef and everything that started, but nobody cares about none of them. We care about Kendrick and we care about Drake. Sir, I'm gonna let you start it off. What say you? What are your thoughts on how this massacre has taken place?
Well, where do we start? Where do I start? First of all, for people who aren't really hip hop fans and trying to understand how this beef came forward, real talk, this has been a long time coming. This ain't when it came up. Most people weren't surprised. If you've been following hip hop for a while, most people aren't surprised. The tension that's been there for the better part of the last 10, 12 years, you could cut it with a knife. That's how crazy the tension was between these two dudes. You know what I mean? Because they're pretty much have been our two top hip hop stars for this generation. You know what I mean? as far as lyricism and stuff goes. You know what I mean? But like that kicked this whole beef off. A lot of people saying, "Oh, you know, Drake could say, well, you know, Kendrick owe his number ones to Drake." No, Kendrick came in on like that and kicked this whole thing off. And I ain't gonna say people weren't expecting it, but I think after First Person Shooter, the song First Person Shooter that Drake and J. Cole was on, I think after that, I think that may have maybe hyped Kendrick up or something like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. My thoughts on the beef right now is, well, the casket has been closed on Drake. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And listen, Drake has acquitted himself very well. And this is my personal opinion. It's always going to be an opinion thing because music is kind of subjective. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, most of us hip hop people, I think we all know Drake took an L here. Drake has acquitted himself very well. Push-Ups was good. Family Matters is good. It's just Kendrick was just way too much for him. His timing, how hard his lines hit, the way he danced on that Euphoria track, and then gave you and then the way he, I think this is what really got you. Number one, what got Drake is using Tupac's voice on that Taylor Made freestyle. A lot of people don't understand that hurt Drake. The AI thing, because a lot of us people in music, we don't want to see AI. The AI thing is an industry thing. It's not really a music thing. Most of us don't want to mess with AI. We're not trying to touch the AI. Most of us about being able to perform and stuff like that. AI can't do stuff like that. What Kendrick did on Euphoria, AI would never be able to do that ever. AI would never do this.
The argument I've been hearing is while people hate AI, it's not like Drake didn't write them bars for the AI. I mean,
yeah, he wrote the bars for the AI.
If you believe he wrote them, because
he performed them. I'm sorry, he performed.
That's the equivalent though of and I won't say his name, taking one of your messages and repeating it. Like it don't. You don't do that. You just don't do that. It's lazy. It's insulting, and it actually. What we all think about Drake is that you're a good actor.
Yep.
You're not I have never been able to take him seriously. Yep. Right. I'm like,
it's a lot
Jimmy,
of stuff.
No.
Right.
Jimmy Degrassi, you are not a thug. Stop it.
Right.
Stop it. We do not believe you.
And then the ultimate sin is using Tupac's voice.
Yeah.
If you did that without permission, or if you did that, you understand West Coast take that pretty seriously. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Snoop Dogg's still alive to speak for himself. Pac ain't. You know what I mean? And usually when you do something with Pac, you got to get permission. You got to talk to Afeni Shakur. You got to talk to somebody about getting permission from Pac. Even Suge Knight said it from jail. Like, it's your time. You know what I mean? As young artists, it's your time. Do what you do. But mess around with Pac. That's a different story. You know what I mean? That kind of hurts you in the long run. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, and then you drop the Taylor Made freestyle to bait him out, and then Kendrick comes out, and then his timing was wonderful. He released Euphoria. Euphoria was crazy, and then he released 616 in LA the morning that you're dropping your diss track, and then you dropped your diss. He's literally warning you on this track. Yeah, somebody in your crew snaking you. Somebody in your crew work for me. They telling me everything. You drop your track that night, and he drops his track 10 minutes later, literally overshadowing your track, which wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. Literally shadowing your track, and it was brutal and visceral, and it was just he's been 2 steps ahead of Drake the whole time. And then he drops Not Like Us and literally crip walks all over your corpse during a funeral procession, during a homegoing celebration. What kind of stuff is this? That is legendary. We have not seen a beef like this ever in hip hop. This is wonderful for us. So we loving this. So right now, to me, it is over. It is done. I understand there's a lot of Drake fans out there. Drake is a dope artist. I've always said Drake is a dope artist. I love Drake's music. But Kendrick was just too much. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Sometimes people is just too much. And Drake hit hard. I mean, Kendrick hit hard overall in this battle. He acquitted himself like a monster. Okay, no, not the assassin, JC, the boogeyman. He is the boogeyman of rap. That is his moniker. That is his name. He is true. He has literally lived up to that name, the boogeyman of rap. He poked his head out with like that, and he came out with Euphoria and turned this whole thing upside down. He is the boogeyman.
Yo,
I'm done. I'm sorry.
I felt like it was over with Euphoria. Like there was no
right.
And for me, as an outside hip hop fan looking in, I'm old school hip hop fan. Now this new stuff I wasn't really messing with too much, but this beef does remind me old school 90s style. I hate you. I really just want to be the best. We ain't gotta do no features, we ain't gotta link up. Right. You stay on your side, stay on my side. I'm just better than you type beef. I love that type of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And with Euphoria, he just simply was like, yo, it boils down to the fact that I hate you. I hate everything about you. And yeah, people are like, oh, he didn't do nothing but just quote DMX from the Breakfast Club. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You could feel he meant that. I hate everything about you. Yo, you're fake. The dude said, I hate the women that you mess with. How much hatred got to be in your heart? And I hear the Chappelle show in my head. He is the winner of the Players Ball, the Player of the Year, the Hater of the Year. It's hate. Like, how much you have to hate somebody to hate the women that they mess with, and then like just going down the line. And as a person who is all about lyrics, because I'm a word person, the meaning of words, the power of words, I'm really, really big on, which is one of the reasons that I can't get with a lot of this modern day hip hop, this mumble rapping nonsense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I understand.
To hear a pure lyricist, because again, I wasn't hip to Drake. I wasn't hip to to Kendrick before all of this, because I stayed away from it.
Right.
But it came. I was watching Kev on Stage, his podcast, and this is how I got wind of the beef. Because Kev was like, "Yo, Josh Gans, his producer, was getting them into hearing, told them that, hey, Kendrick dropped a reply, you got to hear it." And so they decided they want to blind react on the podcast. So when he played it, I had to hear it because I'm watching the podcast, and the entire time I'm listening like this. Yo, and it was just So I'm hearing it, and the lyrics and how he is just assassinating Drake. So I went back and I heard the thing that supposedly started all this. I was like, Drake, really? This is what we doing, Drake?
Yeah.
You know,
this the dude who's supposed to be the best.
And let me say something. Let me say one thing real quick in the middle of for people who don't know nothing about battling and the culture that comes with that. And it's the difference between the artists too. While Drake is kind of more through the industry, Kendrick started off the natural way. And when we say the natural way, Kendrick started off doing stuff like spoken word, poetry, probably battling, probably doing ciphers, stuff like that. Those dudes end up being battle tested. They understand the culture of hip hop. They understand that their words matter. The way they do their words, they come off. Guys like that usually go in because they love to go. They love to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they battling. They gonna go out there and say, "I want to be the biggest star." But dudes like that understand the craft. They understand the culture and the craft, the way it comes together. And that's kind of the difference, lightweight, between a guy like Kendrick Lamar and a guy like Drake. No offense to Drake, since Drake is coming to the industry, but the thing is,
all offense to Drake. All offense to Drake.
Yeah, but it's the difference between the artists. You know what I'm saying? Like guys that can do spoken word and stuff like that, those dudes can battle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes, they grow up doing stuff on the fly. You know what I mean? So, and another thing I was just about to say earlier when you were talking about some of the people trying to say Drake do certain stuff. When it comes to battling, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It is the impact of what is being said. It don't matter. Listen, as long as the rumor is out there and they say it, and everybody and when you get the battle, if you ever been to a battle in a cipher and they say something like that, and the rumor, I don't matter if it's true or not, everybody can be like, oh, everybody can be like, oh.
Yo, I am a battle rap fan for real.
Yep,
like
me too.
For real. And you know, I used to send you clips. Like I am a huge. And part of it was because I got sick of all of these mumble rapping pieces of garbage in this modern culture. It made me go over to battle rap. And I'm a huge fan of DNA. I'm a huge fan of Charlie Clips. I'm a huge fan of Hitman. I'm a huge fan of cats like this, right? And like the K Shine and all of them, in a
Yeah,
way
Clips,
they
Hollow.
attack. It doesn't, man. It doesn't matter if it's true.
Yep. Don't matter.
Three things really that have to happen in battle rap for you to take the victory in any round. One, your delivery.
Yep.
How you present whatever it is you're presenting.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't feel it, we don't care.
Yep.
Two, is it believable? Not
Mhm.
is it true? Is it believable?
Yep.
Do
The
you
first-
say it with conviction and make me believe it? They've been saying Charlie Clips' daddy is a rat almost his entire battle rap career.
Yep.
Charlie got so mad in a battle one day, he said, yo, let me ask y'all a question. If my daddy was a rat, why is he the only one still in jail? Ain't when you rat, you supposed to get less time?
Yeah.
And nobody could say that because you know what,
Right.
that's true. But still, every battle, your daddy's a rat. It still comes out. Like, is
Yep.
it believable? The third thing is, like you said, does it rock the room? Does it make us react? Everything Kendrick said made us react. Nothing really Drake said made us react.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean that bar he spit and Kendrick during Euphoria, you know what I mean? In a real battle rap, that bar where he spit, where he said, when they first showed me to use the Drake, they told me to aim it this way. I didn't aim out enough. Today I learned from those mistakes. People would have been like, oh my God, am I on battle rap? Them gun bars in mine on battle rap go hard.
Man.
I'm telling you, bro, that everything that Rev just said about battle rap and how things go and how things work with music, that feeling, you know what I'm saying, that something hits you and people are like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, that's something he explained it the best way I could explain it. That performance, you know what I mean? The performance in your song, you know what I mean, is what people like. You know what I mean? That's why it's hitting. The performance and push-ups, yeah, the lyrics were kind of dope, and you know, it was cool, it was funky, but it just didn't hit like Kendrick, like he said. Like, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate you dress, the way you sneak, this everything. I don't like you, period. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't about competition. He just laid it out there, and it was the feeling, because all of us, a lot of people in the culture kind of feel that way about Drake. You know what I'm saying? That feeling, you know what I mean? It just don't rub you the wrong way. You brought up the DMX interview. DMX had never met the dude before. All he did was heard his music, and then all he said, I don't like nothing about Drake. It's a lot of dudes, if you come from the hood or if you come from, you know, that culture, that will say, this dude don't really rub me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. And if it doesn't matter if it's a lot of people or a lot of people. Later on, if a lot of people don't know this, later on, DMX made up with Drake. He said Drake was doing one of his tracks, and Drake called him and said, and DMX, you know, like, that's some real stuff that you called me like that. You know what I mean? That's a lot of people wouldn't do that. You called me up and spoke to me yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up to get permission to use this track. That was some real stuff. And Drake and X was cool with Drake before X died. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? When it goes to rhymes, when it goes to the rap, that feeling, you know, about something that may or may not be true, it hits when the delivery is there for the rhyme. On the rhyme.
So for me, like, the funeral was Euphoria, but the burial was Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams.
Check it. There is this there's this battle rap that I love. It's a classic one. It is Hitman Holler against his mentor Averb.
Yeah.
And there is this round where an Averb is talking to Hitman like he's his father. He tells him, he says, you know what, when I made sure that you were in the best school, had the best shoes. I married your mother because it was a chess move. And he's really like telling him what a father should tell a son, right? He's approaching it that way. And at the end of it, he says, yo, Big Gerald. And Big Gerald is Hitman's father, who's in the crowd. And just out of instinct, or nobody understands why, he said, I don't even know what came over me. He goes, hey, Big Gerald. Big Gerald goes, yes, sir. And because he reacted, it made this next line that Averb said so much more powerful. He goes, "That's the way you talk to your son."
Yeah,
That's the.
I remember that.
Go back to for anybody who likes battle rap. Go find that battle. It's real easy to find,
Yeah,
and listen to that round, and you'll understand when I say meet the Grams. That was a "Hey Big Gerald, that's how you talk to your son" moment.
Yep.
He wrote a letter to everybody in Drake's
Your
family and approached it on some, "I'm on my grown man stuff. I'm not on this kid stuff. Let me just talk to you, man to woman, man to son, man to daughter. Let me talk to y'all." And then told his daddy, "Yo, dude, you raised a fool. I blame you for this mess because you don't know how to talk to your son."
Visceral.
There is nothing I've ever heard.
That's psychological bad. That's psychological hit. Every member of your family. What kind of stuff is that? Every single member of your direct family.
And if you fed Kendrick all of the stuff that he said in Meet the Grams, you stupid, because he flipped it so well and you gave him the gun to shoot you with. That's your fault.
2 steps ahead of you. 2 steps ahead of you. He's 2 steps ahead of you, dog. I mean, that Meet the Grams was it was dark and just brutal, man. Oh my God.
That's the ultimate. Like, talking about my kids is one thing. When you start talking to my child, that is an ultimate level of disrespect. Like, you don't do that. You don't discipline my child. You don't correct my child. You don't. I was like,
but dang, your mom and your dad too.
right.
The people that birthed you, that's hurtful.
Basically, you have some parents. Now your parents know that they have parenting flaws. I'm like, oh.
And another thing about battles. They don't be about battles. Who gonna take the risk? Kendrick took more risk. You know what I mean? Kendrick got dirty. I was like, oh, this is personal. This ain't Kendrick got dirty. Kendrick took more risk. He talking to your family. Like, he couldn't do nothing like that on the West Coast. Try talking to YG like that, or try talking to MC8 like that. Come on, man. You gotta go over to the next street. In LA and Compton, you gotta go next street over. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Try talking a game like that. Hey, you gotta go to the next street over. Y'all in the same neighborhood, y'all in the same area. Yeah.
But I mean, was it really a risk? Because let's be honest, Drake is soft as tissue paper.
Yeah, he talk a lot of mob talk, but he ain't really like that. I think everybody know that. Yeah.
I'm more gangster than Drake.
Once again, he's an actor. I don't know why people don't remember this. He's an actor.
Yeah, man. Meet the Grams, man. You say he thought put it in the ground. I thought it flat out closed the casket. I thought he was already dead. I thought Euphoria killed him. What's the name? Euphoria killed him. Meet the Grams closed the casket. And like I said earlier, Not Like Us is basically the homegoing celebration. Everybody crip walking all over your corpse, all around your casket, and they're gonna be doing it all summer. That's a hit. That's a #1 hit, right? You got to listen to that every day for the rest of the summer. That's hurtful.
I promise you, I cannot wait till Drake does some concert. Kev on stage said it was gonna stick, and it was. It's been in my head since I heard it from Euphoria. Drake's gonna be at somebody's concert, and out of nowhere, it's gonna build real slow. As he starts to rap, somebody gonna say, "We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more." And it's gonna build, and the whole crowd is gonna start saying, "We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more." Like, when you can do that,
quotable,
and have something that's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life.
Quotables. You got quotables on you, bro. Hey, I can't quote nothing from Push-Ups. I can't quote nothing from Family Matters, dog. I can't quote nothing from the last track he put out. I can quote all types of stuff in Kendrick track, dog. Like I said, you getting crip walked on all summer, dog. Like this. This is a visceral beatdown, bro.
Yeah, JC, you're right.
Yes. See, this is what's gonna be happening to you all summer long.
It's gonna be a long hot summer for
this
him.
track It's gonna be played in the clubs and in the bars and at concerts with thousands of people. Crick walking all up. Man, listen, bro. That's hurtful. You
This
are
battle,
dead. It's over.
this battle
Sorry.
will make everybody forget that he still ain't really responded to Pusha T. Like this is made, and this is probably people who got. This is probably
And this is why.
This is why he respond, because Pusha had you. He has some stuff for it. This right here is why.
Pusha sitting there looking like right. They played it in the playoffs.
I swear
They
I didn't know that because
mentioning
I
you
ain't watched the
on
playoff game all
WWE
the
Raw, bro. They mentioned you on Monday Night Raw. Kofi mentioning you.
Yep.
CM Punk using
CM
your
Punk
quotes.
mentioned you.
CM Punk using your stuff, like bro, like this, bro. It's bro, you're through, bro. You're dead. You're dead in this battle. It's over for you. I'm sorry. Any Drake fans out there, it's over, man. It's over. Like I mean, you try to defend as much as you want.
I'm saying he's number one.
I said this yesterday, and I said this is the number one thing when it comes to you Drake fans, and it come to Drake, because this was Drake's problem during the beef. He go out there every time a diss track drop. He'd go out there and put like a little Instagram story up or something like that. You notice you ain't heard nothing from Kendrick. You know what I mean? Drake, the internet cannot save you. If you are in hip hop, if you're in rap, the internet cannot save you. The culture is outside. Why do you think Kendrick kept telling you need to get outside? You need to walk outside. The internet cannot save you. When it comes to hip hop, when it comes to the culture, it cannot save you. Any of you starting rappers out there that's out there, trying to have a career, you know what I'm saying? You can be big on the internet all you want. You know what I mean? But on the outside, when you go outside, you might mess around and deal with one of these guys that's been in the industry for a while, and they're gonna challenge you. So you better have your lines right. You better have your lyrics right. There's a reason why Kendrick is called the boogeyman. There are plenty of boogeymen out there. There are people out there that you don't want to beef with, that you don't want to talk crap about, because when it get long, they're gonna come out, they're gonna poke their head out, and they're gonna challenge you, and you better be ready. And like I said, the internet cannot save you. It's like, I don't know if you look up on YouTube, you'll have there's a interview. Well, you know what? I think it was for the beef documentary. There's an interview or a thing with Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and DMX, and they were talking about the difference between battle rap and commercial rap. The difference between being on the streets and stuff like that. Commercial rap, dudes are nice. You know what I'm saying? But the dudes on the street are really nice because they out there competing every day for dollars. They out there hustling for money. You know what I mean? So the street dudes is in. They all got the best handles. You know what I'm saying? They gonna style on you while they doing that stuff. So if you get in hip hop and you ain't on your lines and stuff like that, ain't no telling when somebody gonna tell you, okay, what's up? You got lines. If you a rapper, why don't you battle this dude? You know what I mean? And that dude you battling could be that up and coming dude that nobody knew about and could wreck you and ruin your reputation just like that. Look what happened to Freeway. For anybody that knows hip hop, look what happened to Freeway with Cassidy. When a lot of people heard that kind of messed Freeway up. What happened was Swizz brought in Cassidy to battle. You know what I mean? And he said, "I'll battle anybody." Jay-Z brought in Freeway to battle him. And the video is still out to this day, or the audio is still out to this day. Freeway sitting there, well, give me a beat, give me a beat, give me a beat. Cassidy is a battler. Cassidy don't need a beat. Cassidy go out there, style on you, punchline on you, lyric on you, because he battle all the time. You know what I mean?
I hate Cassidy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know some people don't like him, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the whole thing about it. You better be ready. That's all I'm telling you. The internet cannot save you. You could be a rap star on the internet all day long, but outside the internet, when you go outside and you got to do your stuff, it cannot save you.
The only reason I say I hate Cassidy because I know he's supposed to be a legend in the game, and I don't want to disrespect his legend status or whatever. But I've just seen this dude get bodied way too many times in battle rap for me to have any kind of respect. I've seen he gets bodied.
Well, that's because modern battle rap he's not modern. He's not Yeah, see, modern battle rap is different than older battle rap. So it's like, so when people used to battle on the court, remember, battle rap didn't used to be that big. Battle rap got bigger, you know what I mean, as time goes on. People in older battle rap, like guys like him, guys like Cassie, and guys like Murder Mook, you know what I mean? People that's been doing for a long time, they battled a lot differently than people battle now. It's different, it's a little bigger now, so it's different. So Cassidy, you know, he never, I think he used to it now. He still quit himself better. He had to kind of get used to the new modern battle rap. So I don't know if he's totally used to it. I can believe it. I can believe it.
I've seen, I don't know how many Cassidy battles now. I've seen quite a few.
Yeah,
but I've never seen him win a round.
Because I ain't seen none of his battles. I think the last battle I saw is when he battled Goods. I think the last one I seen him do. You know,
and Goods sucks.
Yeah,
good body though.
Yeah, well, and he didn't necessarily really body him. I mean, the battle wasn't even really that great to really say. Because one of them body Goods won. I say that. I don't know about body him, but he definitely won. And that's only because, like I said, Cassidy, you know, Cassidy is a punchline rapper, so his audience is a little different these days.
DNA a lot of people punchline rapper, and DNA is epic.
Yeah, good. But he's a different. He's a different kind of punchline rapper, lightweight though. You know what I mean? DNA got them mad straight up.
He is a punchline.
Yeah. Hollow's a punchline rapper. But I'm saying those dudes have stayed. Those dudes have kind of always stayed in battle rap. You know what I mean? Cassie then kind of went a little bit more commercial, then came back. You know what I mean? And his style was just, it's more only to certain dudes. You know what I'm saying? The battle rap crowd changed while he was commercial. So it's like I said, it was different. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you got to be on yourself.
Name I'd have to stain for it.
But I'm just saying, Drake need to understand the internet cannot save him. The internet cannot save you, period.
I think he should learn from that today. Like, seriously, how you get your house shut up in your hometown in Toronto, Canada?
Oh my God.
Shut up, though.
No, like seriously. So they're
why she gets his gas. Go ahead.
No, like seriously. Drake is one of those where he fights with his thumbs, and he forgot that he was fighting, that he was having a conversation with a real nigga. This is why he stopped with Pusha T. I'm like, you didn't realize that this is not about Twitter followers and numbers and likes and follows. This is not that. Like, this nigga is still trying to feed his family. You come from a good family. He's trying to feed his family. You messed up.
Parents have a real good marriage.
Right. Like, certain people you do not get into verbal spars with. Because they're not gonna stay just verbal.
Yeah, it's gonna get vicious for you, bro.
Right. Like I'm not battling like the whole thing with Tupac and Biggie should have let people know that there are some people that conversations don't stay conversations. Like, I'm not getting into it with Remy Ma. After Sheether, like, you should have known before Sheether. But like, you not finna get it. You don't find it, and I don't care whether or not people say Papoose writes for her or not. You're not getting into a beef with her. You're not getting into a battle with her, because this can only be words for so long. She gonna say what she's saying. After that, duck.
Yeah, Kendrick aim for the head. Kendrick aim for the head. Drake, you ain't aiming for the head. Even on the last track, everybody's like, you just defending, bro. You supposed to be attacking. This, you down. Like, listen, it's the 12th round, and you down like 10 rounds to 1, bro. You need a knockout.
Look, Drake has found out everybody is not Joe Budden.
Right.
You can't expect this from a man who leaked his own little raggedy sex tape. Like, his little raggedy sex tape. That thing, I was like, babe, if you don't put that thing away, what are you doing?
You watched?
and I'm shocked Joe Budden didn't get him. I'm real shocked Joe Budden didn't get him, because Joe Budden can flow. Joe Budden dope. As a rhymer, Joe Budden got bars, bro. Joe Budden, he got some bars. I'm surprised he didn't do anything. Hold on, I'm not saying that he would have killed it. I'm just saying Joe Budden got enough bars to do something.
Joe Budden did exactly what Joe Budden needed to do, which was take that L and shut up. That's it. Stay on your little podcast. Drake had it right when he said, "Yo,
He stayed in his
Just
lane.
go
You know what I
ahead
mean?
and stay in your little That's why you making money off of niggas who make money. Stay in your little podcast, and you'll be good. I'm just saying. I ain't a Drake fan, but I'm saying Drake is Joe Budden in this situation, and Kendrick is Drake, and Joe Budden should just Joe Budden Drake just have a seat. Have a seat. It's
Right.
over for you. Yo, but let's hit this real quick before I switch topics. Since we still in the hip hop thing, I'm gonna keep quiet because I just feel like I'm gonna keep quiet on it. And give me, because we talked about it on the phone anyway. Give the people, I should say, so they can really understand your perspective and where how your mind works. Your Mount Rushmore of rap artists of all time. Your top
Ooh.
4. Your Mount Rushmore.
My top 4
Your top 4 in any order. Doesn't matter. You ain't got to rank them.
in
Just
rap.
give me your top,
My top 4 in rap.
your top 4.
Okay, Nas, Tupac, Eminem, and Jay-Z. They're my 4. They're my Mount Rushmore rap. It's my Mount rap. Honorable, yeah. But to me, guys like Eminem and Hov didn't kind of pass Biggie because Biggie didn't have a long career. That's the only thing. Biggie didn't have a long career. Those guys had long careers, and Pac's career, short as it was still so meaningful and impactful. To me, Nas is I love Nas, dude. Now, 30+ year career, yeah. And to me, the reason why Nas is on my Mount Rushmore is because Nas did it his way. He didn't try to do commercial. Nas know his style. He know his lane. He stayed in his lane, and he still was able to make an awesome career out of it. And Nas is just, I don't know, he's just much more relatable to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just Nas is relatable to somebody like me. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain, but the way he tells stories, the way he rhymes it's just so classic and just so, it's just off the hook. Guys like Jay-Z and Eminem, I think their careers speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It ain't nothing about Eminem and Jay that ain't already been said a million times that I can say why they on the Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? And it's a bunch of honorable mentions out there. The biggest honorable mention for me. Yeah, but to me, those guys are the 4 dudes of Mount Rushmore of rap, at least right now until we imprint Kendrick on that. After this battle, after this summer, we might have to imprint his face on there.
Kendrick is making his way up.
He's making a case. He's making a case. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. No, but like I said, a lot of honorable mentions out there. It's a lot of rappers I like, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't necessarily put them on my Mount Rushmore. But it's a lot of rappers I love. So
let's go on ahead and switch gigs. I almost tried to say them, but I ain't gonna say no. I'm gonna leave it alone. It's not a knock on your list. Something I was gonna say.
Subjective, bro.
About somebody that's on your list that I feel passionately about, but I'll leave it alone. But let's go ahead and switch topics because not only do Mike and I, Trek and I get engaged in terms of hip hop conversation, but what really bonded me and Mike is wrestling. We are huge, and Ryan Hitman Hartman just coming in at the right time. Sorry.
Yeah, right on cue.
Smooth. Hopefully you still
right on cue. Yeah,
JC, I hope you're still in here because you're a huge wrestling fan too. So
right on cue.
We gonna hit up some topics, some little conversations about wrestling a little bit as well. Starting with Backlash. That France crowd was epic. I used to think that Canada had the greatest crowd in all of wrestling. Nah. Not anymore.
Nah.
France has taken it by a mile.
That's the greatest crowd I've ever seen.
And it's not even close.
Yeah.
From the opening match, forget the opening match, from the opening of just, hey, we're here, where Michael Cole trying to say, hey, welcome to Backlash, you could not hardly hear him. Yo, it was crazy. All right, man. Hit us up later when you get a chance. Go back and check it out, yo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man.
Oh, it's
Puerto
France. It's not
Rico,
even close, bro.
France,
It's not
definitely
even close.
France. France is off the hook, bro. I mean, good. Listen. Shout out to Puerto Rico because they was like the party crowd. That party crowd was off the hook, but France, man. Oh,
Here's
I
the
mean,
thing.
everything. Hold on, let me you put in one thing. Every single time they got a 2 count, they start chanting. I don't know what the heck they was chanting. I don't know what the heck they was chanting, but that was
I don't know
dope.
what they were like that for 3 solid hours. Puerto Rico
3
took a
straight
couple
hours.
breaks. There were a
Yeah.
couple of okay matches where Puerto Rico was like, all right, on to the next thing. But overall, Puerto Rico was a great crowd. France was like that from start to 3 hours. And then if you count SmackDown beforehand, that's 5 hours of just losing their minds about everything. This is the first crowd I've heard sing Randy Orton's theme song.
They sung everybody's theme song word for word
and didn't miss a beat.
Right. Didn't miss a beat.
I've never seen a crowd like that.
I don't even know every word to everybody's song. I don't know every word to nobody's song.
I used to have wrestling theme songs on CDs, and I don't even know all the words to everybody's theme song. And they was like, "Yo, yup."
I'll be bumping Kingdom. I bump Kingdom, and don't know the words like that.
I'm still trying to learn the words of Cody's song.
Yeah, Kingdom. Cody's
song, and a few of them, and they
was on it.
Every line.
Yep.
And which made the matches even crazier.
Oh yeah.
I'm very encouraged by what's going on in wrestling today.
I am too.
I mean, encouraged by WWE. I'm not all that encouraged by WCW 2.0, but you know.
Yeah. They haven't. They have not been good. It's that simple. I mean, ain't no more I can say better than that. The decisions they've been making, booking decisions they've been making is not done them any favors. They ain't done themselves no favors. They doing this stuff to themselves. But it's just come on. I know you did. I totally straight up agree with you. Like, it just don't make no sense. Some of these decisions that they making is just obviously stupid. You know what I mean? Like why are we think that, like, okay, we're all telling you this is a dumb idea and you doing it anyway. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, come on. Like, it's even hard for me to even get into. It just don't make no sense. It's weird. We all been watching wrestling our whole lives. We all fans, and like, you making decisions, you know it's stupid.
Facts.
You know it's stupid decisions. Just don't make no sense to me. Like, why are you doing? You know this is not a good idea. You know showing that footage is not a good idea. Everybody's telling you it's not a good idea. How are the people next to you not telling you this is not a good idea? You're still doing it. You're like a kid playing with your toys. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all used to have a little chest when we was 4-year-olds. They used to bring the action figures. It was bringing action figures out. It's like Tony Khan is that dude. You know what I'm saying? You know, just playing around with his action figures, man. It's getting stupid.
But I told you, bro. Like, for real, there was everything about them reminded me of WCW. It started off great because you got to remember, I was old. So I went back to when WCW was NWA, and then there was the merger that made them WCW. Like, I remember that horrible belt that they had when Flair was in the WWF, and they had the little horrible belt they put on Lex Luger, who's one of the worst wrestlers of all time. Like, I remember, so I remember WCW's incline. I remember when Eric Bischoff got there and the boom of it, and how it was never sustainable because their number one goal was beat the WWF. Their number two goal was, let's keep these old people out here. Now, to AEW's credit, their motto wasn't let's keep these old people out here, at least not at the start. They became, hey, let's trot out this dude who we know you know, and let's get this WWE reject out and bring him in and spark up some interest, but never really continuing to build anybody that's sustainable. How you don't keep some of the people that they've lost, how you don't build on some of your or some of your future stars. Why it took them so long to see that that MJF was the star that he is, and put the strap on him is crazy. That he should have been had the strap before. Been had
Well,
it.
well, I will
The
say
moment you
this.
saw that star rise, you know you saw his star rise a year before, but at minimum a year before.
Well, I mean, listen, I mean, AEW's only been around 4 years, man. You know what I mean? So, like, when they first started, they had to, put the strap on the veterans, guys like Jericho and Moxley, you know what I mean? Just to kind of, try to build up the championship a little bit.
I would
I,
never put it on Moxley. He's not that good.
I'm not, whoa, bro. I'm not saying whether somebody's good or not. I'm just saying, like, the reasoning why they put the title on them to try to build the title up. You know what I mean? But I think MJF, what happened was, even though we knew he was a star, he never really had a benchmark. I think it was maybe the benchmark feud. And I think when he had the feud with CM Punk, I think that's what everybody was like, okay, yeah, that he can compete on the mic with CM Punk. And I think that's when everybody started saying, okay, yeah, he's gonna
And
have to
that's
get the
why
title
they're slow.
eventually. You know what I mean?
Because before he had that feud,
But a
and
month later, he got
I
it.
didn't
So
pay attention to AEW that much. But before he had that feud, MJF was on my radar.
right.
How?
Yeah, he was the best
Did
heel there,
something
period.
then.
He was the best heel there, period. Yeah, and
How you
I
let
think
Jay
I think that
Cargill
and
go?
I think that's mostly because of Tony Khan and people and the Young Bucks and dudes they got around them, they all being friends and stuff like that. And like everybody's talk about when they got in there, it's like all friends wrestling and stuff like that. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why Cody left too. You know what I mean? That
You
all
let the
friends
inmates
stuff.
run. How you let
How you let that dude
the
go?
whole reason for your company walk out the
Yes.
door?
He brought in half the guys you got that's like stars now. He brought in MJF. The guys that people like, he brought in. He brought MJF. He brought in Darby Allin. He brought in Ricky Starks. He brought in a lot of these guys that have really helped your promotion. Why would you leave this dude? This guy, his name is worth the value in itself, and the fact that what he did in the indies, you know what I mean, or is worth keeping. So it didn't make. That's why I always understand. Like, how did you let this guy go? It didn't make any sense.
Because you were WCW 2.0. You were WCW not seeing Stunning Steve Austin as a star and firing him by fax.
Didn't get it.
Because you let Cody go.
Didn't get it.
You
I
waited too
never let
long on MJF. You wait too long on Kenny Omega. Now he's busted up and doggone near should retire. You let Jade Cargill go, who should have been the linchpin for your women's division. As the moment Bianca Belair was world champ, they should put the world championship on her.
But Jay wasn't really. But Jay ain't still. I mean, she wasn't really. She was still kind of green on it in the ring though.
I get it, but sometimes you gotta let the trial happen by fire, and you gotta put her in feuds where she will look good and learn at the same time. Which is what they're doing now. They say, okay, look, we're gonna have Bianca as your tag partner. Watch what she do in the ring.
Yeah.
We'll put you in for the big moves, but watch the psychology. We're gonna let you fight against Oscar. We're gonna let you fight against Kairi Sane. We're gonna let you fight against these people who know
they didn't do that with
doing.
her. Yeah, they didn't do that with Jay. And see, and I said that from the get-go when they finally got her. I was like, I hope WWE do it right, instead of, straight just strapping her with like 8 million squash matches, have her work with a good wrestler just here and there. I was like, well, you're going to have her wrestle with your top tier people that's been doing this for a minute, your veterans, you know what I mean? I know they had her, she was training with Daniel Bryan, whatever, but you need to have her work with the people she's going to be working with in the future. You know what I mean? These people that help build the division with. You can't just have her just go through all your new people and all your people that nobody cares about. You know what I mean? And every once in a while, you may give her Athena or somebody, you know what I mean, just for a solid match. I don't know what you're doing. This is a star. You know what I mean? And you got to treat her with a little bit of kid gloves, you know what I mean? Try to protect her, you know what I mean, from some of this stuff. WWE did her right. WWE did it exactly how it's supposed to. Bring her in, keep the hype train going, put her in a performance center, have her work with the veterans and all the good chicks so that she knows what to do. And they put on a heck of a match. at Backlash.
Mhm.
And I was shocked. I was like, yeah, see, this is what we probably could have got at AEW if you let her do her stuff, if you did her right. You know what I mean? Now she looks like an absolute ultra star right now. You know what I mean? She's gonna be on the top of that division very soon.
Call it what it is WCW 2.0. That's just what
Man,
it is.
disappointing.
Chris Jericho's Hulk Hogan and the NWO. The Jericho Appreciation Society. That's the NWO. Bro, this is what it is. When you don't know, it takes more than just having money to really run a successful promotion. The model that Vince had, as much as we're not really even supposed to talk about that piece of garbage, the model that he had wasn't just let me throw money at it.
Right.
It was let me throw money at quality and develop the quality and put it out. Anytime you can make that racist Terry Bollea look like a family-loving superhero with his 15 moves, and he be the flagship for your company for doggone near 20 years.
Yep.
You know what you're doing. You got seen on the end, but that's not the point. In the beginning stage, they didn't follow that blueprint. They followed the blueprint of the senile old pervert and try to do that. And let's just be as pervasive and as extreme as possible. Let's do what ECW did and try not to be ECW. Let's do what WCW did and try not to be WCW. Let's be the antithesis of what they are,
right?
And see how and make sure we're the people who want the antithesis of WWE. Watch the indies. That's what you do. Go to a bingo hall, watch the indies, but they don't make for good television shows.
Television, right?
You got a television program to put on, and your television program sucks. You have 18 shows in 1 week. That's not how you build your stars. You build interest. I don't want to watch 18 WWE shows in 1 week. When they had the brand split and was having each brand have their own pay-per-view.
Yeah. We got sick of that pretty quick. He needs to park the fan part of himself. You know what I mean? He needs to park that part of himself, because that's the one thing Vince did. You know what I mean? Park that fan part of himself. He parked that, and said, okay, I need guys that's going to be good for television. I need guys that's going to get, eyes on my product. I can't just go off the base fan base, you know what I mean, that I'm trying to sell with, you know what I mean, because I'm going on TV. I gotta be able to I need entertainment. It can't just be wrestling. There's got to be entertainment too. So I gotta understand how storylines. I gotta create beef. I gotta, I don't know what that dude doing, man. I really don't. Like I said, after the first few years, we were like, okay, yeah, he's doing pretty good. But like after the last year or two, it's just been, I don't know what the heck. It's just broke down.
Because he's being a slave master. That's what it is. He's being a slave master with his slaves, and he's enjoying it. And I say it that way because have you ever seen? I think the movie was called Toys with Richard Pryor, old movie.
The Toy.
That's what it was. Yeah,
one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
That is Tony. That's Tony Khan right now. He's
making just like I said at the beginning. Like you're a little kid playing in your little toy chest. You know what I mean, with your toys, and you like how I used to set up my. I don't know if you remember the little muscle buddies. I used to set up my little muscle buddies to play football against each other. That's what you're doing right now. You need to park that part of yourself. All right, that part of yourself got to go.
But he won't, because unlike what that old demented pervert did. He doesn't have anybody around him that will tell him no. The old demented pervert in the beginning stages had people around him that would tell him
about to say, because
no.
last 20 years, ain't nobody telling that dude no.
Well, I mean, you made a multi-billion-dollar company basically from scratch, so it's kind of hard after that point for anybody to tell you anything. But in the beginning, though, they was like, yo, this ain't gonna work. He had people that would put, the whole reason we have a Royal Rumble is because Pat Patterson pushed for it. Like, no, this is gonna be great. The whole reason we have an Intercontinental Championship is because Pat Patterson and the other stooge, they push for this type of stuff. The whole reason that the tag division in the mid 80s to early 90s meant something was because other people like, yo, Vince, this is needed. He's gotten Tony has none of that.
Yeah.
He's like, I got $1 billion, and you do what I say.
And you know, I think we all figured out a lot about that once the first little CM Punk thing happened. Because once the first little CM Punk thing happened, we all looked at that and we all looking at you, Tony Khan. You know what I mean? Because with Vince or somebody like that, that would have never happened. It would have never happened. You would never been able to say that when I'm sitting right next to you. With all these reporters, you would never been able to do all that. And CM Punk wouldn't have did that if you were doing your job as the boss. You know what I mean? And we all looked at that like, that's on Tony Khan. Because you not running this right. If he's able to do that right in front of you, CM Punk wouldn't dare do something like that. You got to park that fan part of yourself, and you got to understand that you the boss and you are running a business. You are running a TV show. You're running an entertainment show. This is not your toy chest. Okay? This is business. You got to understand, and then you got to start treating people better. Like you said, you can't just go on, oh yeah, just do what I say. Nah, you know, you're gonna have to park that.
I give it maybe 7-8 months before Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, wants out that contract. And she'll get out.
I ain't surprised a lot of people want to get out their contract. I mean, listen,
Oh,
Ricky Starks is coming. Listen, the WWE. Ricky Starks will be there soon. Wardlow will be there soon. Who else? You might mess around, see Malachi Black soon. You know what I mean? If you don't start treating him better, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of he about to get an exodus. It's gonna be an exodus.
And the draw
people just waiting to get on their contracts.
And the drawing power is that Paul Levesque, Triple H, is not Vince. He's one of the boys who knows what it takes.
Yep.
But at the same time is about that business. He's been away from it long enough that it's like, oh, this is how we make money. Okay, so if I pair this with what I know how to make it big in the ring, oh, we go.
You know, I love Triple H. Yeah, you know how I feel about Black and Gold. You know how I feel about NXT Black and Gold. NXT Black and Gold, and one for NXT Black and Gold, I may not be watching wrestling right now. You know what I mean? So I love Triple H. You know what I mean? So Triple H gets it to me.
Hey, Smooth. I would put your question up, Paul, but I can't. And the reason I can't is because that question's gonna come up in the banter. So give me a little bit of time. Give me a little bit of time. We gonna hit that question in the banter in just a minute. So I got a cool question for you. Then we're gonna hit a commercial break, and then we're gonna come back with the banter since Paul's itching for it. So the storylines that have been going, especially post Roman Reigns, I know we're in the infancy stage. Because like I literally think I literally consider the Bloodline storyline a Vince storyline. Because it started under his watch. He was one who's like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Triple H kind of nurtured it, but it was Vince's idea. Oh, yeah. So now we're in the post portion of it where, okay, we run as far as it can go. Now we're coming up with what's going on now. What are your early impressions, especially now that it's looking like they decide they're going to be the Avengers and do the Civil War? And I've heard some great storylines.
I've been hearing some stuff. Yeah, I've been hearing some stuff.
Civil War line.
What's my opinion of it?
Yep.
Oof. I love where it's going. I'm not gonna lie. I done heard some stuff, you know what I mean, about where this could possibly go. Bringing in The Rock to this dynamic, it just made it better, like way better. Like it just upped it. Like you hear the crowds, they like, we want Roman, and the crowds are going, we want Roman. You know, like it made it better. And then them bringing in all the Fatus, they bringing in the whole family from New Japan. You know what I mean? Like that's the natural coming. Yeah, right. There's another one. Man, there's two more coming. Both Jacob and Zilla Fatu. Both of them are there too, around too. So, bro, this is getting better. You know what I mean? This has been a wonderful thing. This has been wonderful for wrestling, for pro wrestling. The Bloodline storyline has been. I think me and P was just talking about this like yesterday. I think we think it may have been the greatest storyline that we've ever seen. You know what I mean? In pro wrestling. I mean, think about it. Like, when you think about storylines in pro wrestling, which one has been bigger than this one? You know what I'm saying?
Only one close would be the NWO storyline, but it doesn't match up because It fizzled out because the bloodline didn't do what the NWO did, which is add too many people.
Right.
Closest they got was we gonna add Sammy.
Yeah, man, it was adding
And
everybody. Half the roster was in NWO, man. What kind of stuff was this?
Doggone at the time he was called Ice Train was in the NWO. It was like, yo, then you faction off in the colors. We got the NWO, the Wolfpack, the NWO Black and Silver, NWO Hollywood. Yo, come on.
Yeah. Too much. Way too much. Huh? And the thing is like I said, it's evolving, right?
Yeah.
Like eventually the NWO got to a point where it's like, man, this is getting stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you got the Wolfpack, you got the Latino NWO, but you got the Cruiserweight NWO. It's getting dumb. Y'all done took over half the company now. You know what I'm saying? The owner in your pocket, like this is getting crazy. The bloodline works because it's natural, you know what I'm saying? Because their family has been in this sport for so long. And like I said, man, when you add a massive star to it like The Rock, man, he just the entrance. This is this storyline. I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this.
Is this better than this?
Ooh. Now that's a good question, because I ain't gonna lie. If Roman, every time I hear Roman, I'm like that.
I'm with you.
I want to, but this is just so classic, man. You can't, this is already generated and dominated culture for so long. You know what I mean? It's iconic now. You know what I mean? It's legendary now. So this is that ain't on a level, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah.
I just had to ask because the person over here to my left, she refuses, as she's been silent this whole time for quite a while, way more silent than normal. She has chosen.
I'm a new wrestling
not
fan.
to
I got
our
nothing.
tribal chief.
And will not.
See,
And did not.
she don't want to acknowledge our tribal chief.
Did not. And will not.
And this is why this right here. There's reasons like this why she's a sports jinx. Because you don't acknowledge greatness. So sad.
Look. Before he became the tribal chief, I tried to acknowledge him. You would not allow me to.
Because he was a bum. He was a kid. He was Drake. He was Drake who's evolved into Kendrick. What can I say? When you evolve, I'm allowed to change my opinion of you. Suffering succotash.
Yeah.
From that to some of the greatest promos ever.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And I think we talked about this for years. You know what I mean? How much I said, man, please turn Roman heel. Please turn Roman heel. Please turn Roman heel. This is getting stupid, man. This is suffering succotash and the dog food. And I'm like, oh my God, come on, man. He making this guy look terrible, man. This guy's too good for that.
Little bit.
I love it, Paul. Love it. Because it's fact.
Fact.
The first time she talked about the contacts. What happened? No.
Personal beef.
Right. Yeah. I've always liked Roman, man. It's just I think his natural progression, and I think it was perfect. It was perfect. Like, put him with Paul Heyman, let him do his thing, let him be himself. You know what I mean? He could be a lot more relaxed. I'm glad Vince let him do that. You know what I mean? Because I didn't like the way he was getting treated. You know what I mean? When you push somebody on to people like that,
his face.
Mm.
Yeah, but he was coming down the road. You can see on his face,
you see on his face.
When Cena eviscerated him, he realized, if I could just say what I want to say.
Yep.
Yep. Come out here and say
I had to stick to the script.
And I got to take this.
Man. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you put me in a rough spot, bro. You know what I mean? Especially with somebody as iconic as John Cena. Yeah,
Iconic is a little extra. Don't. I wouldn't say iconic.
Yeah. Bro,
Let's not go that far. Let's not do that. Trek, come on, man.
listen, bro. You know how I feel about John Cena. I don't like the guy, but I can't deny it. I can't deny his impact, bro.
Here's the problem that you just can't see him.
I can't deny his impact.
Really? It's his problem that I just can't see. That's what you got.
Yeah.
All the time. That's the one you're gonna go with.
You like that towards John.
But like I said, man, the bloodline storyline, man, it's made me excited. You can't see him.
Eric gets it.
It's the one man he can't see.
My problem with Cena is I can see him. I can absolutely see it. That's my problem with him. Y'all, Trek, you remember when he was first starting to rise? I was pissed about it because I kept saying,
we both were.
Dude, it's still in promos.
Yeah, you both were. I was with you.
Promos.
Yeah, I couldn't stand John Cena. Remember when we used to play the game? I love to beat up John Cena.
And the only one of us that would keep taking him, Paul. We ain't gonna say no names, Paul. About how many times you always Paul.
Yeah.
Super Cena, Paul.
I couldn't wait to RKO this man.
I hate John Cena as a wrestler. That dude is not iconic.
Don't like John Cena.
I will give you because of
just being objective about it, man.
I'm being objective, but I'll give you because of how he carried the company for about a little over a decade. After No Rock, No Austin, he carried it and kept it afloat. I give him that. So I give him legend status. I will never give him iconic. Never. He's never going to get iconic from me. He don't deserve half of the reigns he had to be tied with Ric Flair. Well, WWE tied with Ric Flair because Ric Flair has way more than 16 rings. We won't talk about that either.
They only acknowledge themselves.
No, they acknowledge some of his WCW reigns, but still, it's just no.
John Cena has a massive impact on pop culture, bro. I think he's iconic.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does, man. play that theme song in a crowd full of white kids.
I don't care about wannabe thugs. That's a hard question,
bro. John Cena is the Drake of wrestling, bro.
and you just heard how my feelings about Drake. You just heard that.
John Cena is the Drake of wrestling, bro. He's still like you gotta understand. A lot of these dudes who looked up to John Cena, their kids, they are grown in their 20s and 30s now. You know what I mean? So, like I said, play that theme song, crowd full of white kids. I'm telling you, bro. He is a pop culture icon. Yeah, I know you don't want to agree with. Oh, who's higher on the hate list?
It's a hard
man. Oh, yeah. I don't know if anybody higher than Brett, boy. This dude can't stand Brett.
I can't stand John Cena either, though. It's gotta be Brett is higher because as much as I hate John Cena, John Cena never tried to screw the industry. I will never not say that the Montreal screw job was not the right thing to do. It's absolutely the right thing to do. Brett screwed Brett. I'm with that old dirty pervert on that line. He screwed himself. No other industry on the face of the planet can you tell your boss what you're not going to do and keep your job. He told his boss, I'm not dropping the title to Sean, and expected him to take it. You ain't had no creative control in your contract. Dude, drop it now. I don't want to drop it in Montreal. Well, guess what? Now you are. So what? And my proof that Brett is worse than what people want to say. What did he do in WCW when he got there? This icon, this legend, this great guy. He's the greatest of all time, the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Went to WCW and did nothing. I thank Goldberg every day.
I was about to bring that up.
I can't stand Goldberg, but I thank him. Like I didn't want him to die. I don't want Brett to die. I ain't saying that.
his career,
putting him out
shoot.
wrestling-
Sometimes that can be like dying to somebody whose life, if this is your life, you know what I'm
Spend
saying?
time with your
If
family,
somebody
bro.
ended my music career, that's almost like dying. If somebody took my
Spend time
livelihood,
with your
that's
family,
almost
bro.
like dying. I
No.
kind of want to take somebody's life if somebody ended my livelihood.
You've
I gotta
had
get that back.
an unnecessarily long career. You were unnecessarily and inexplicably liked by millions of people. Spend some time with your family, bro. Thank you, Goldberg. Like, I think you're a piece of trash too, Goldberg, but thank you. Thank you for stopping. Like, I didn't want anything to happen to him as a person. I don't know Bret Hart as a person, but as a character and as a wrestler, I'm so glad that Goldberg stopped that character from being on my television for decades. I appreciate him for everything he did.
He did
If
one
there's
thing right.
He did one thing right in his entire
He
life.
did one thing right.
And that thing is so great, that should get him into heaven. He can unalive an entire country full of people. And I will still say, put Bill Goldberg into heaven.
Oh my God, man. For ending Bret Hart's career. That's cold-blooded, man.
There will never be anybody that I can think of higher on my wrestling hate list than Bret the Hitman Hart. He's a piece of garbage, but John Cena is close. And John Cena is close because John Cena is not that good. His superpower is his ability, like Drake's, to connect with little girls. The only difference is John Cena doesn't have little girls sitting on his lap. Boom. Take that, Drake. We got there's video, bro. You tried to deny in your last little defense bars that you hit, but there's videos and pictures all across the internet that have shown you doing it, and it's not AI because it was happening way before people were trying to doing deep fakes and stuff, bro. We've seen what you anyway.
Yeah, the way you be interacting with, like, you know, that
Minors.
young hey, minors.
Yeah,
the way you be interacting with some of these minors, like the one singer chick, the way you was interacting with her, you know, the way we're acting with the chick from what's the TV show on Netflix?
Stranger Things.
And you interacting with her.
Yeah.
That's just it, bro.
Why are you DMing them?
Bro.
As a child.
You can't be interacting with young
y'all's
girls
agents
like
can't
that,
have
bro.
Conversation.
This is the one time where
Right.
somebody's assistant needs to contact somebody's assistant.
Right.
That's not okay.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can't be acting with young girls like that, bro. You know, we know they your fans, but they your fans, man. Just
and
fans,
that's
bro.
the thing that John Cena did better.
That's why them bars hit so hard. It don't matter if something was happening or not. That's why them bars hit so hard. You got too much. You're doing too much, bro.
Too much suspect stuff.
Yep.
Happening in your backyard.
Yeah.
You are the unconvicted R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You ain't immune to it because you're a star, bro. R. Kelly had to find out the hard way.
No. He's immune to it because it's a star for right now. Let's not act like it didn't take them 30 years to catch Robert and take them 90 years to catch William Cosby. Okay. They caught Robert when he was on the downswing, when he didn't have an album getting ready to come out, when he wasn't producing no music. They said, okay, he's been quiet a little while, get him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
If Robert Kelly had an album being produced at the same time that they were getting ready to have Surviving R. Kelly come out, Surviving R. Kelly would have been held off. I bet you.
Mm.
No, Eric, no, he's not in Cali. He's over in Columbus, Ohio. This is my dude.
Nah, this for Kendrick. I don't want no problems, West Coast. I don't want no problems. I ain't trying to get robbed when I come out there.
He in Cali.
Yeah. Cali won. Y'all won. Victory. Victory. Peace. I want no problems with y'all. I ain't trying to get robbed when I go over there. I want to have fun. It's Cali. I mean, I can switch up hats. I got hats. You know, that's not a problem. I'm just saying. You know, I just want to make it clear whose side I'm on. In who won. You know, I think this does it. You know.
Well, this is a good spot. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and hit it from one of our sponsors. And I'm especially playing this again because of popular demand and because coming up very soon Well, stay tuned to the end of the Real Talk podcast. I'll say it that way because I got some special announcements coming, and one of it involves the sponsor of this next commercial.
My name is Amanda. I'm the owner of the G-Spot Accessories and More. And I have been doing this since August of 2020. I wanted to start my business because I didn't see anyone else doing what I was doing. I wanted to just step out on faith and make couples happy, other people just spice up their sex life. My business is basically for single people, married people, just anybody. 18, they can be 79, I don't care, but if it makes them happy and pleases them, I'm perfectly fine with it. What separates my business from other competitors are I am very convenient. You can reach out to me at any time. I don't mind meeting you, shipping it. Just openly to please you. Whatever you need, I'm there for it. So, quality, the toys, they're A1. I have like no problems out of them at all, and other people don't. But everything is just amazing. So my items or products are for everyone, whether you're gay, straight, couple. I have a little bit of everything. Well, I have dildos, I have pocket pussies, I have two-head dildos. Whatever you need, I have it. Whether it's pheromone, lubricant, I try to have a little bit of everything. Swings, so just to lighten up stuff and just have your night enjoyable and one you will always remember.
All right, we back, but we lost our guest. He's out the room for a second. He didn't realize the commercial was going to take was not going to be that long. So we do it like this while he out the room. I can still see him. Yo. So, all right. So I'm trying to think of how I want to go because I don't want to do the announcements just yet. Let me respond to some of these comments real quick. And most of them, Eric's. Big Show is not a legend.
The Big Show is a legend.
He's not a legend.
He
not
is.
a legend. He's not a legend. He's just a name you know. He's not a legend.
No, he is a legend.
He's not. No one other than Eric and you has ever said Big Show's a legend.
He is.
He's not. That's why he's not even in the Hall of Fame. He's not a legend. Goldberg is not a legend.
That's because he's not almost dead yet.
You have to be. Rey Mysterio's not almost dead. Another person I can't stand. And Rey Mysterio.
He should be.
Look him up. Rey Mysterio's a lot younger than what you think he is.
He don't seem like
12.
it. Stop it. Stop it.
Now Stone Cold is a legend. I'll give you that.
And not in the Hall of Fame either.
Yeah, but Stone Cold don't want to be in the Hall of Fame yet. He's denied it twice. Cena
is a legend.
Cena's a legend. He's not an icon.
He's not The Rock, but he's a legend.
Hey, nobody's The Rock. Cena is a legend, but he's not an icon. And there's a difference. There are levels to this. He's not an icon. He's not an icon. You're talking to somebody who's got wrestling depths that far exceed his age. He is not an icon. Not even close. Not even close.
I just really need you to start seeing John Cena for who he is.
I will. With a bullet.
Stop it.
That's what I'll do. So while we waiting on our guests to come back, you about to take a long potty break. It's all right. It happens. Y'all got any questions y'all want to? I'll give you Triple H. Triple H is a legend. Y'all got any questions y'all want to ask us real quick while we're in the midst of waiting? Anybody?
So who's your four in your top round?
We come to that. We gonna come to that.
Oh,
we come to that. Well, y'all missed y'all time for the questions. He back.
That was a pretty quick commercial break.
Huh?
That was a quick commercial break. That sounded like a weird commercial. I heard the words pocket pussy.
Yeah. When you go back and when this is over, go back and watch podcast. You'll say, yeah, that's a man. She's the owner of a business called the G-Spot Accessories. She's a wonderful person. We know her personally. She's good people's Christian, but also is a Christian who has a sex business, and I love it.
Christian
that sponsor commercial is one of our most requested sponsor commercials. I stopped playing it for a while. People was like, "Yo, what's going on? Why you play? Why you
Right.
what's going on?" So I got
Look,
some.
just so you know, you who have keep requesting the commercial, you are the reason why you are bringing the business back to fruition. To
We're
all
gonna
of
talk about no, we're gonna
my
talk about the
business.
end. We're
Okay,
gonna talk about that at the end. At the end, that's the
okay,
tease. That's gonna entice them to stay.
okay.
But right now that Mike is back, we're gonna get into what I call the infamous, the world famous, the soon to have a beat with it because I've been requesting for Mike. He gave me some, but
Hmm.
I need a fire one now that he's been on the podcast. He can really get a feel for how we go with it. The infamous Real Talk Banter. And this is where I would hit the button that has to have a little jingle play real quick for the Real Talk Banter. This is what I'm something I can you know what I mean?
I
So,
got
with the Real Talk Banter, for those of y'all who are new to the show, because I've seen a couple of new folks comment in and whatnot. The Real Talk Banter is just that, like the whole podcast for Real is banter. Sometimes we deal with serious topics, sometimes not. But in the banter, everything is just fun. We do everything from keep ones to top 10 or top 5 lists. We talk about all kinds of things. We have a couple of games that I just love, and y'all gonna get in this. You gonna get into the game real quick there too. We have a couple of every so often we have an internet I guess you call it Dear Abby for those old enough to remember Dear Abby. We do all
you.
kinds of stuff in the banter, but it's to end the
Abby.
podcast on fun and lightheartedness that sometimes can turn into an argument. Hence why I call it the Real Talk Banter.
Because
So,
that be you.
hey, listen, it's not my fault. I'm right. It's my podcast. I'm allowed to argue and be right. Uh, it's not my fault. Y'all are wrong. So, the first banter question at the beginning I was gonna say this for the Pastors crew because they're all movie buffs too. Like JC and Jay are movie buffs, but we have kept having to push this particular banter question back, and so I'm not holding this no more. I want to get this out and move on. So the first banter question is this. And y'all in the audience, feel free to chime in with your comments on this. This is the whole podcast is interactive, but this especially is the interactive part. Who, male or female, is the greatest action star of all time? Now, here's a criteria before you start commenting in and before you start saying who you think it is. Criteria is this. You can use basically whatever criteria you want, except it has to fit into one of these two bubbles as well. Either they have to have at least two huge action films under their belts, like mainstream blockbuster style action films. Like it can't be like Johnny shot me in my face. It's got to be like a real one. Like or one I really do like The Losers. I love that movie. It's a great action movie. It's not a blockbuster. That cannot be the one. The second criteria is they have to be known. If it's not that they have two major, they have to at least have one action film that they are known for. Like you hear this name and immediately this movie comes to mind. Who is your greatest action star of all time? Which one of y'all want to go first? Because since it's the banter, I always get to go last.
You got it, Philanda.
So there's always one that just pops up in my head, and that's Jason Statham.
Mr. Transporter. Okay.
Yeah,
Why Statham?
He's always action. Like I cannot, even in those series of movies that I really need to come to an end at this moment, the Fast and Furious series, like even in his lighthearted, almost comedic moments, he is still killing someone. Someone must die. I appreciate him. Like he goes hard. Like I feel like that he wakes up sore in the morning and gets up and just does it again. Like for me, he is all action all the time. I will never, no offense to The Rock, we will never see him in a Tooth Fairy role. Like I was really skeptical
Shots
about.
fired, Dwayne.
No, I'm not. No, because I love him, but it will not be me for him because he and I appreciate him his range. I see him wanting to branch out. I see him doing lots of variety. Like he didn't want to be The Rock forever, just the wrestler. He wanted to truly be Dwayne Johnson and be the actor, and I appreciate him for that. But for me, as action star, is gonna be Jason Statham.
Okay. Decent pick. I can see the logic.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is better, but let's see. Okay, we'll find out. We'll see.
It's personal personal
Shrek?
opinion.
No. I mean, I get you. It's personal opinion, but personal opinion can still be wrong.
Wrath of Man. Woof.
Shrek, who you got?
I got Sylvester Stallone. The reason why I got Sylvester Stallone is if you really think about it, the 80s and 90s was his for action. I mean, him and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, him and Arnold Schwarzenegger. A lot of people like to put Bruce Willis in there, but Bruce Willis was probably more comedy, a little bit more comedy in his action than guys like Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're a little more serious about their action. I mean, you think of it from the late 70s all the way. He's still making action movies. You know what I mean? Even though they're all good. You know what I'm saying? The Expendables. You just had him make Samaritan, and at an old age. I mean, this is a guy transporting steroids to stay in shape for action movies, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it like this: the first movie that he did, he wrote, and it won an Academy Award. You know what I'm saying? Which was Rocky.
It's not the first movie he wrote.
What's the first movie he wrote?
Go back and watch the documentary. Rocky was not the first one. He wrote
Really?
he wrote two before. I think it's two before that bombed.
They weren't
Really?
action movies though.
No, he said movie.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't say action movie. I'm just saying, and even though you can count, I don't know if you can count sports movies as action movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like Rocky's a sports movie. The franchise is a sports movie. You know what I mean? He got 7 films. I'm sorry, no, hold on. Counting Creed 3. This is what 8 films out of that one franchise that he spawned out of one franchise. He spawned another star
out of the franchise.
He spawned multiple stars out of that franchise. He's at his 80s action movies, even though a lot of them were cheesy, where they be Cobra or still action movie. Rambos, the Rambos. A lot of people forget about all the Rambos. Movies in the 90s where there's Demolition Man, or to me is Sylvester Stallone. He's got so many action movies that is not even funny, even into his old age. And if anybody's, no offense to guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger and in my opinion, most underrated action star really is the two most action stars that don't get mentioned as action stars is Will Smith and Denzel Washington. So other than that, Sylvester Stallone is my guy.
So you gave him the LeBron James Award, longevity. Got you. Okay. So
well, I can remember all his action movies. I love Sylvester Stallone's action movies. So to me, he's the best action movie because they should be forgotten.
So you're both wrong. The best action star of all time is also one of the most underrated action stars because he's consistent. I've never seen him in an action movie that's ever missed. I challenge you to find me an action movie this man has been in that's missed. He's got breadth, he's got depth, he can branch out and do all kinds of other stuff. But when it comes to action, the man ain't missed yet. And this is why you always bet on black. Wesley Snipes. Find me an action movie where Wesley Snipes is missed. Not just as the movie being a good movie, but him being good in the role. Him having believable action. Wesley is always in every fight scene look like he can kick your butt. Wesley, when he shoots a gun, looks like he can shoot. When Wesley's in the movies and the dialogue he does, looks like this is what should be there. You talk about a franchise? Okay, cool. How about the franchise in which Marvel stands on? And the reason that we have Marvel and superhero movies like we have is because of Blade. The black man, Wesley Snipes, and Blade built what Marvel stands on right now. If it hadn't been for that series, we wouldn't have the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we have. So though he didn't directly spawn a whole lot of stars, every star in the Marvel Cinematic Universe owes their paycheck to Wesley Snipes, owes their fame to Wesley Snipes, because it was him and Blade. Also, the roles he played in and the way he played them, you can't picture anybody else being that. I can trade off in a number of movies Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger in their movies. Absolutely. So Sly Stallone could have played the Predator.
Arnold, I
Sly
agree with
Stallone
you.
could have played Predator, and Arnold could have played Rambo.
They were interchangeable.
You
Absolutely,
think
that
they're
movies are so
interchangeable?
doggone similar. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Arnold couldn't play
Absolutely.
Rocky Balboa.
Listen, the only reason he couldn't play Rocky Balboa is because
Because
he
he couldn't get
speaks
his
worse
arms
English.
down. Oh
No,
yeah, his
he
English is
speaks
terrible.
worse English than Sylvester Stallone. Like, so that's the only one. Every other one, Cobra, Arnold could have played in. The comedic action one that we played in the suit with the with the little white lady. I can't remember the name of the movie now. I see the thumbnail for it, but I can't think of the name of the movie. Every one of Sly's movies, and I give credit, especially after seeing that documentary on Netflix. Sly is much greater of an icon in Hollywood than I was originally giving him credit for. I didn't know he had the credits that he has in terms of behind the scenes. I didn't know every movie just about that he's ever been in, he wrote. Didn't know it. I had no idea.
He has some
So I
hand
give
in
him-
writing it or executive producing it.
Absolutely. So I give him credit for that. I give him applause for that. However, Wesley Snipes, bro, there's no one. No one. And Eric, no. Sam Jackson, he is
Yeah,
why he helped draw eyes to the movies
But
that
that
were
was
made.
that was post Blade.
That's post
It was
Blade.
post Blade,
If
right?
it wasn't,
Yeah, it was
if
post Blade.
Blade didn't draw the money it made, Marvel was not going to be able to make the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They couldn't have afforded to have Sam Jackson play. They couldn't afford his paycheck if it wasn't for Blade.
Couldn't afford Robert Downey Jr.
At
Yeah.
all. Like, matter of fact, Robert Downey Jr.
He's the other guy. He's the other guy that they knew could start Marvel off.
But no, what I mean is that like Robert Downey Jr., his entire rehab as a personality is due to Iron Man, which would have never happened.
That's right, it never
hadn't
happened.
been for Blade.
It's true.
Wesley Snipes is the most disrespected, underrated actor, period, and action star of our generation. I'm gonna give that man his black flowers.
Okay, because you ended that with our generation. That's one thing, but
Name me one.
no,
any other
so
generation better.
a newer interchangeable Wesley Snipes is Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan can't do anything. Wesley
Yes,
Snipes
he
did.
can.
Michael B. Jordan cannot play
After Killmonger, you saying he can't?
Yup.
I disagree.
Listen.
Oh.
I've watched Michael, and I like Michael B. Jordan. I've watched him in a number of his films. He doesn't have it yet.
As an action star, we talking about
as a movie star, period, but definitely not as an action star.
Yeah, not as that. I don't think I agree with Jesse on that one. Not as an action star.
No, what he was able to do in as Killmonger was entirely because of the universe that was created for him as the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Black Panther. What he was able to do in Creed was the first two was entirely due to what Sly's teaching was and coaching. Creed 3 was entirely due to the cinematicness of the movie. It was beautiful cinema. And the way they shot that last fight and
very
just
well.
emptied out, that was completely due to how they produced the movie. It has nothing to do with how good or bad of an actor Michael B. may or may not have been in that film. So I can't see him doing as good a job in anything Wesley Snipes has done to this day. U.S. Marshals, Blade, Demolition Man. Like there's nothing he has done that's going that Michael B. can hold a candle to.
What about and we're gonna end this. So I just have one more. One more I propose to you. Michael Jai White.
No. You mean the poor man's Wesley Snipes? We already seen that. We already see him trying to do it. Undisputed.
Snap.
Undisputed, Wesley Snipes did and killed it. And then it came out with Undisputed 2 with Michael Jai White, and it sucked. And the biggest difference between the two is Wesley Snipes wasn't there.
Yeah.
Don't man. Tell me Michael Jai White. And I like Michael Jai White, but he's the guy you get when you
like
can't
that.
get
When
Wesley
your budget's
Snipes.
not right.
That's sad because
listen,
it's sad because Michael J. White is a legit martial arts practitioner too, man.
Yeah.
You mean Wesley Snipes? Wesley Snipes is legitimate.
Michael J. White came from competition.
Wesley has a black belt in over 10 different disciplines.
Yeah, but just because you got multiple disciplines, Michael J. White came from competition. Michael J. White used to compete, like fight for real.
The only reason Wesley didn't is because Wesley got in the movies.
He's a movie star, sure, but I'm just saying when you fight, it's a lot. When you get in competition, it's a lot different from just being a practitioner.
If it wasn't for how buff Michael Jai White is, if you give me Michael Jai in a fight against Wesley in Wesley's prime, because Wesley's like 65, 70 now.
Yeah.
You give me Wesley in his prime, I'm taking Wesley every
in
time.
a real fight.
Yes, in a real fight.
Hell no, I'm sorry. No. Michael J. White, no, you're crazy.
Michael Jai's size.
Nope. Can't do it.
Despite his size.
Can't do it.
Wesley is quicker.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Wesley is quicker.
I can't do it.
His joint manipulation is more on point. When I watch Wesley in an action sequence,
maybe it seemed like that in the movies, but
because
they're movies. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking how most of these for real fighters take the craft of the fight scene in their movies seriously, like a Jet Li or a Jackie Chan. They don't allow anything that would not be realistic in their fight scenes, and Wesley's the same way. Yeah. When I look at at how quickly Wesley moves and what he's able to do and his reaction time versus what Jai White did and what he does, it's no comparison. Now, I will say that I feel like Michael Jai White has kept himself up better than what Wesley has.
That's what happens
I feel like
when
Michael
you start
Jai
off
White
competing.
In his 70s still don't look like Michael Jai White does now.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start off competing. You know what I mean? Like I said, like martial arts was like his life. You know what I mean? Before he became an actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
don't sleep on a dude who had.
I ain't sleeping on Yeah, I ain't sleeping on Wesley. I'm just saying Michael Jai White to me is
So according to this martial arts community, and the voting it's 83% to 16% Michael Jai White.
It will always be like
that. It
will always be like
these
that.
These are martial arts practices. Like Michael Jai White is
like that because, like you said, Michael Jai came from competition. It's the same like if you took Jet Li and you stack him up against Jackie Chan. Most people who don't know who even in the martial arts community are going to say Jet Li will win that fight. And that's not true. Jackie Chan will wax the floor with Jet Li. Even at Jackie Chan's advanced age now, I'm still taking Jackie.
I don't know, man. I've always believed, we've always been taught because I used to do martial arts when I was a kid. We've always been taught martial arts that it's the old Bruce Lee philosophy. You know what I mean? You're not afraid of a person that knows 100 styles or can do 100 different kicks and punches. You're afraid of a person that can do one kick 100 times. You know what I'm saying? That's the person that's usually the most fearful guy. It don't mean no matter how many styles you know. If you know that one style really good, you probably gonna be better. You know what I mean?
The flaw in that logic I've always, because I was taught that, and I asked my sensei this question. The flaw in that logic to me, to not be afraid of a person who knows 100 styles, is not recognizing they know how to adapt. And the problem with having just one style as all you can do is you cannot adapt. That's why I take Wesley. Wesley has the adaptability. So you come at him with something and he tries one style and you're beating him. Okay, cool. I'll switch up. It's like in boxing, most people will say that the most dangerous boxer is a switch hitter, a dude who can go southpaw and a dude who can go right hand. Because in the middle of the fight, if righty ain't working, he's switching to southpaw. What are you gonna do with the southpaw? In baseball, the most dangerous hitter is a switch hitter, a dude who can bat either side, because their ability to adapt to the situation is going to dictate whether or not they're going to win or not. With you having just one style, just one thing you can do, you got to try to make the situation work for you. That goes directly against where Bruce Lee's mantra of be water. Water is fluid. It adapts to whatever it's in.
Of course.
So either you can be water or you can be ice.
But you don't think you can be you don't think you can be fluid in certain styles, especially if it's a base style where other styles spawn from. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can.
So you don't think that people can adapt within that style because I'm pretty sure you can. You know what I mean?
No, you can, but it's not as great an adaptation as somebody who has several different styles under the belt and say, okay,
Depends
I
on the
see
discipline.
what you're doing to adapt, and I'm going to adapt to something you can't do.
I think it depends on the discipline. You know what I mean?
It, it,
I don't think
it's
it's. I just don't think it's contingent on like if you know multiple styles, then you can adapt to anything. Sure, but
oh
at the
no, I'm
same
not saying that's,
time,
that's go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, at the same time, if you somebody that knows that one style, you know what I mean, and you've practiced that style, you know what I mean, for a long time, you understand how to adapt within that style, and especially if you compete a lot, you know what I mean. So a lot of that got to do with experience too, you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
if you adapt in that,
that's what gives Ja White like I give him marks for. But again, when you can, so let me put it another way. Let me go to your what I know is absolutely your arena. Let's take it to basketball. It's the reason why I will always say Steph Curry is better than Klay Thompson because they're both lethal 3-point shooters.
I mean, I think that's pretty obvious.
Right.
But
But
see, the thing is
when
is
Steph ain't
what
got
makes
to go when Steph ain't got to go on from the three, Steph has the handles to now drop. The knock on Steph originally was that he's got fragile ankles and he can't go inside.
yeah.
All he has the shot. So what did he do? He worked on his mid range. He worked on driving. He got himself stronger, and he adapted. And now, go ahead and get and face him if you and face guard him if you want to try and stop his three. But now he blows past you, and he can finish, or he can stop on a dime and get a and get a mid range J. He's got vision now where he can distribute however he wants to for people who say that he's not an assist man. Like your ability to be multifaceted is one of the things that will always if you are good multifaceted is one of the things that will almost always trump someone who is singular focused and minded. It just
But you
is like
but you know why, but you know why that works though, right? That works because his one thing is so good and so dangerous that it forces people to switch him up to do that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that one style is and that one style can still kill you. And one style will still kill you.
it
You know what
can.
I'm saying? Even if you adapt to it, because you know how many people that tried to adapt to Steph Curry and they still can't. You know what I mean? Knowing what's
But when
coming.
Steph is having a 1 in 10 night, when he's having a 1 in 10 night from the three,
Yeah, sure. He's having
if
a bad
Clay
night.
goes 1 in 10 from the
Those,
three, Clay is out of the game. There's nothing else Clay can do.
those nights are
If
rare.
Steph goes 1 in 10 from the three, Steph still still has 30 points, 15 or not 15. That's an exaggeration. Still has like 30
Eight.
points, 8 rebounds,
Yeah,
six
eight
assists,
assists. Yeah.
and is able to disrupt your defense by just having straight ball movement. So it's not that I'm disregarding the fact that if you have one great thing that you can't be great because you absolutely can. There's a myriad of examples in all kinds of avenues in arenas where that's the case.
Right.
I'm just saying if I'm stacking someone great at the one thing versus somebody who's great at multiple things, and we put them against each other, multiple things wins every day.
So, by your logic, what you just said, you actually have your people reversed because Michael Jai White has 5 black belts in 5 different disciplines, but he actually has studied 9. And Wesley Snipes has 3 black belts.
I already had 10.
He has
Yeah.
3,
Okay.
and he's only studied 5 disciplines.
Who said he had 10?
Yeah. So Michael J. White is
Nobody
I
studying
don't
multiple
know.
said he had 10.
positions.
No, no.
It's right here. I was
And more than
like,
likely,
You are looking at Wikipedia, but I'll since Wikipedia is saying I'll give it.
I'm just going off my base knowledge about Michael J. White. More than likely,
Mm-hmm.
he's probably branched out from his base. His base thing is karate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Michael J. White's base
He's
thing is
phenomenal at
karate.
it.
So
Yeah.
karate got a bunch of stuff that branches out from it. You know what I mean? So he's probably going
Mhm.
through every single one that's branched out from karate and learned it. You know what I mean? And or
Mhm.
probably learned kung fu. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably
Mhm.
yeah, so he's probably learned he's probably learned karate, aikido, you know what I'm saying? Some close to it. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling. I'm sure you can go down the list. You know what I
Like
mean?
some of these names I can't pronounce. Let me not go ahead and butcher that, especially during AAPI month. But yeah,
Aikido, Hapkido. It's so many different
so
Three
he
different types of karate: Taekwondo
Taekwondo,
and Tang Sudo.
Tang Sudo. Okay.
And so, if Wikipedia is accurate in what it's assessing,
mm,
because again, you can go in
It is
and read
Wikipedia.
if you want
So
to. If Wikipedia is accurate, then in that case, yeah, I'll give the nod to Michael Jai.
He started when he was 4. Wesley Snipes started when he was 12.
Wesley Snipes is also like 15 years older than Jai. So I mean, that's their time.
But I'm talking about their
it
time, their longevity
the
and
same.
training.
It's about the same. If Wesley, if I'm accurate, Wesley's about 10 to 15 years older than Jai, and Jai has been doing it essentially. He's started essentially 10 years earlier than what Wesley started.
1962.
And guys like Ja, they gotta slow down for the camera. They gotta slow way down for the camera.
Yeah.
Like I say, if what Wikipedia says is accurate, then I have to switch up and give the nod to Michael Jai. But again, what I have heard, and I could have sworn I heard it in an interview. Again, I'm old as well, so I could be mistaken. I had heard that Wesley had a black belt in 10 different disciplines. That's what I heard. Now, again, it also could be black myth because we exaggerate a whole lot too.
Yeah,
but I heard him say
that, but that's one thing I know because I'm like I said, I'm a massive martial arts fan. You know what I mean? So I know Michael J. White. He's very accomplished in martial arts.
I'd put Michael up against most of the legendary greats.
Yeah, especially the movie guys, as far as like real competition and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, most of those guys, you hear them talking crap about Steven Seagal all the time.
Because Steven Seagal's a bum. Let me not get on Steven Seagal. That man. I got issues with Steven. I got issues with him.
I'm sure a lot of people got issues with Steven.
Let me move on to the next portion of the banter before I go off on Steven Seagal and say something that'll get me canceled. Because when I go in on Steven, Steven is anyway. All right, so Big Smooth Paul asked this question earlier, and he asked it directly to you, but he didn't know this was going to be one of my banter questions, which is who, in any order, is on your Mount Rushmore as a wrestler? What wrestlers are on your Mount Rushmore?
That's pretty easy. I mean, Ric Flair.
Again, no particular order.
No particular order. All right. Well, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, whether you like it or not, and Stone Cold and Rock. That's my top 4.
I could see why you would do that. I could see that.
Hey! Listen, I know you don't like Terry Bollea. I get it, but Terry in the 80s. In the 80s, when I was a kid, it was
like him or not, he's an icon.
So is slavery, but that's not the point.
Stop.
Yeah, how come was that?
Kanye, stop it.
You know, as much as I might not like to do personally, you know what I mean. And you know, Ric Flair, 16-time world champion. He is the epitome of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Ric Flair, that people still talking about Ric Flair. Hey, you got rappers talking about Ric Flair. And Stone Cold brought an entire brought an entire generation of fans with him, man. You know what I mean? You know, it's just Stone Cold. He just is what it is. And then The Rock. The Rock is my dude. I love The Rock, man. There's nobody has ever captivated me on the mic and with his unending charisma, you know what I mean, as a wrestler and as a sports entertainer, the way he sells, everything The Rock does is just amazing. I just love The Rock, period. But yeah, that's my 4, bro.
Okay. I can see the logic. I disagree, but I can see the logic. The only one I have major disagreements with is Hulk. I get why he's on almost everybody's because of what there would not be
what he meant to a lot of our childhood.
Anyway, there would not be a wrestling business if it had not been the way it is now if it hadn't been for Hulk. So I get it. You got so many disagreements with it, but that's
I'm like I said, I'm being objective, and I know when I was a kid, I loved me some Hulk Hogan, bro. I had pillow buddies. I had it all, dude.
I was not really a Hogan fan. Like the only time I was a Hogan fan, like screaming, actively rooted for Hulk Hogan, was at WrestleMania when he fought the Ultimate Warrior. I wanted him to break the Ultimate Warrior's neck with a leg drop. and said that to one of my friends at the time who we were watching it. And I said, and he was a Warrior fan too. I said, I hope he breaks his neck with the leg drop. And when the Ultimate Warrior run, this is the anger issues that I've had to work on, that God has had to help me with. When the Ultimate Warrior run, I had the Thundercats Battle Cat, the Thunder Tank. I'm sorry.
I
took mine and my brother Melvin's because we both had one. They were sitting right in front of me. So the first things I grabbed them, went outside and threw them across the street and broke them. That's how mad I was.
Wow.
Because I couldn't stand the Ultimate Warrior then. Can't stand him now. And so for Hulk Hogan to lose to him, it just did something to me. And so I just snapped. All of the darkness that people say that I have, it came out that day. That's the origin story. That's the origin story of the villain that is Jesse Jones. The Ultimate Warrior started it.
Wow.
Yeah. The villain arc.
Right.
Beginning of his villain arc.
And anybody who knows anything about the Ultimate Warrior, you know that I was right. When you read the rest of his life, you recognize this guy was right. It's right all along about him. I'm like Bobby Heenan with Hulk Hogan, and I was right about Hogan too. So, two people y'all idolized in WWF all your lives who I couldn't stand. This guy was right. So who you
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so my top 4 is really new base because
She's
like
a newbie.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I came in like when I first found out about wrestling, I came in during the JYD days.
Which isn't new, but
Right. Like no, that's what I'm saying. That's why. So and after that, like after my Ric Flair action figure.
Because if you use that D word, it was going to be a Chris Brown experience.
He was my
on national
replacement for
television.
Ken, but we gonna walk away from that one. So you don't feel triggered.
Did you cut his hair too?
No, what?
Me and Chris Brown was gonna be best friends. She said the word I thought she was gonna say. Shout out to Rihanna. I'm sorry. I don't mean to trigger you, man. I don't mean to trigger anybody else who's had to happen. But certain things you don't do. You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't pull Batman's cowl, and you don't.
We don't call them dolls.
You don't use that word when it comes to the action figures. Why they were called action figures? But go ahead.
The Rock is my number 1 on my list. He brought me back to wrestling. Why? He's the most electrifying man there. Like I couldn't help it. I can't. He's like you can't look away from him, and no matter what he do, like I hate this side of him right now.
I love it.
This the final boss.
Beautiful.
Love it.
That's how you know she's a
From
newbie.
the entrance to the promos, everything. I
When he
love
brought
it.
back the Versace shirt, I was
Oh
like,
my
look,
God.
oh God. I
The
was like,
little outfit he had at WrestleMania night too.
right.
I myself.
Ah.
Yeah, man, loved it.
But yeah, I cannot not love him. Like I can't. Him as a person, I cannot not love him.
Yeah.
My second would be Shawn Michaels. There is something so drawing for me. Like when I really started watching him, I was like, this guy is for me. Right. So and then my next 2, and I actually switched up from my list before. So my next one is AJ Lee. I know she's no longer a wrestler.
I respect
Nice
that.
pick.
But she was like, she is one of those, you cannot discredit her during her reign. For me, she is my biggie. You can't discredit her. She may have had a short reign, but you cannot discredit her reign.
Okay.
And then my last one is a new one, which is Bianca Belair.
I knew she was coming. I knew she was gonna find a way.
Talent is not sexually transmitted. Like one of the greatest promos ever.
Pipe bomb before there was a pipe bomb.
But yeah, so for me, like Bianca Belair is, I know she is still new in her career, but she is definitely tread a path where, especially for Black women wrestlers, none have been able to go before.
Okay.
I got that.
I can
Hey,
respect.
East Space, Randy Orton is my dude. That's my boy right there. You know what I mean? If
he would be my husband if I
he's
didn't have
number
one.
5. Everybody know I love Randy Orton. I love Randy Orton since the day he came into the WWE. I've always he tell you I love Randy Orton. That's my dude, bro.
He been a Randy fan before Randy was doing the RKO.
Mm-hmm.
And when he made that Legend Killer shift, that
Woo!
solidified Randy
Loved
in
it.
the eyes of Mike. Yes.
Oh yeah, the ball head, skinny
Mhm.
Jack Randy Orton, crazy, intermittent explosive disorder Randy Orton.
Yup.
It's like my favorite Randy Orton.
Okay, so
Yeah, not bad for Lana, not bad.
that's not bad, especially for a newbie. That's not bad. And she found a way to get some women in. Respect.
Yeah, respect.
There's no way. As great as the women have been and are, especially now, they don't deserve to be on Mount Rushmore. I'm sorry. I know that's sexy. Whatever. Deal with y'all.
Still got some time to go.
Here's my origin criteria, right? To be on my Mount Rushmore, I use a Shannon Sharp criteria when he talks about the Hall of Fame. Can I tell the story of wrestling without you? Which is why Hulk Hogan, I can respect being on there. He's just not on mine. I get it. I understand it. But also some things trump. It trumps your ability to be on my list. And there's so much about Hulk Hogan. And long before he was an outed racist or whatever. And Falon will tell you, I actually even defended the racist comment. I really did. I defended it. I understood it. I understood it, saying I don't want my daughter being boned by some nigga. I understood it. I got it. I had no problem with it. Especially since he said it in his own home. He was smart enough to say it at his own home, and somebody decided to tape what he said and put it up. Got it. But he's not on mine. So, can I tell the story of wrestling without talking about you? And what was your impact on this sport? Okay. First of all, you know I'm never going to have a top anything in wrestling without the man whose belt is my wedding ring. You kidding me? The true greatest of all time. The actual, like, almost 30-time world champion. Y'all only count 16. That's not counting all of the titles that are not world titles that he has run.
You got a massive.
Talk about longevity. Right. The dude just stopped wrestling like last year.
Still want to.
He's 165 years old. He just did an interview talking about he found out in that last match that we call his last match, he had a heart attack in the ring.
What?
Yeah. He had gone to the doctor. The doctor was doing some work on his heart or whatever, some checks on his heart. And the doctor's like, your heart, you got that little black piece of your heart. It's gone, bro. You had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Have you passed out in the last year or two? He said, yeah, I passed out 3 times in the ring a couple months ago. He said, you had a heart attack.
Yeah, you have heart attacks. Don't you know you have heart attacks?
His response to you just had a heart attack was getting some Gatorade, downing like 2 or 3 bottles of Gatorade, and going out and having a blast and having a party with Taker and the crew.
Legendary.
One and only Ric Flair. You can never tell the story of wrestling without the true greatest of all time.
Yeah, boy.
The next name on this list is arguably the greatest in-ring worker that has ever laced up a pair of boots. And I don't care what promotion you look at, what continent you were on, this man is widely respected as one of the greatest workers in the business. The greatest of all time, Ric Flair often would say, you put this man in a match with a broomstick and he will have a great match. It's none other than the Heartbreak Kid himself, Shawn Michaels. The greatest in-ring performer. The matches that people are trying to put on today are because of what Shawn Michaels did. You could talk about the streak all you want. You can break the streak. There's still only one Mr. WrestleMania. I don't care where you put him on the card. He gonna have the match. He's gonna be in contention for match of the night. Find me a bad Shawn Michaels match. I challenge you. The next name on this list is the greatest non-managerial talker ever. Because if I say greatest talker, that goes to Paul Heyman. But the greatest non-managerial talker ever, and it's not Dusty Rhodes. It is the great one. The let me see if I can do it right again. I used to be able to do it. Let's see, it's the jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, all around smack it down people's champ, The Rock. The one and only, and now the final boss. This man, there is nothing that he says that everybody doesn't just sit on the edge of their seats. CM Punk and John Cena, for as great as one of them says they are, and as great as the other one actually kind of is, if he learns how to stop being a cancer, they hang their hats on the fact that they feel in their minds they out-talked a 10-year away from the ring Rock. All of the championships that Cena has, he's most proud of getting the Rock flustered after he's been off his game for 10 years. For at the time, CM Punk was the longest reigning WWE World Champion in modern history, and he hung his hat on the fact, I said, you can't box with God, and doggone near flustered the Rock. One time, he had 2 chinks in his armor in the entirety of his career, and came back again this time. So I bet you that will never happen again. No one will ever out-talk him. I guarantee you.
Definitely gonna let Cody do it.
Absolutely not. Ever. The greatest no one has been able to hold a crowd hostage with their words like The Rock has. The man is so good that John Cena owes him a check because he got him a promo deal. He was a spokesperson for Fruity Pebbles after The Rock said, "You're a Fruity Pebble." 2 weeks later, John Cena's doing Fruity Pebble commercials.
Running around running here looking like a box of Fruity Pebbles. All them colors.
Greater. And for the last spot,
Fruity Pebbles trending worldwide.
This the one's gonna be controversial for sure. Unless you really know wrestling and you hear how I phrase it and why he's there. This man changed the game. All these people changed the game in their own right, and this man most recently changed the game. This man
I got on Mount Rushmore.
has to be on Mount Rushmore. I'll tell you why. Especially if you watch the documentary, it'll really make sense. During the pandemic, when he was just starting this heel turn, he became the greatest in-ring during wrestling promo man in the business. Everything he said meant something, which then made everything he did mean something. He made that horrible period in the world's life and wrestling life, he made it tolerable. It was like, yo, you know what? I think I want to watch SmackDown right now because you never know what he gonna say.
Can I help your argument real quick?
Absolutely.
That match between him and Jey Uso with no crowd in there, when he was basically just talking throughout that whole match, that's kicked off this dude's entire run. Especially when you talked about in-ring storytelling. Yeah.
This dude, and it changed the game because now everybody is trying to now mirror that with 10,000 people screaming. Meanwhile, Roman doesn't. Roman just stops, and unless he's right near the camera, you don't see him saying a whole bunch of stuff. Now he just mutters and talks to himself.
Always a character.
And this right here, when he's upset.
Yeah. Them reactions, them little twitches and stuff like that. That's great performance right there. That's great. Yeah.
He is the absolute best. And if you look how I did it, all of mine cross eras. I got 4 wrestlers, 4 different eras, the greatest in their era. You can argue Hogan was bigger in the era of the 80s, but you cannot argue that he was better in the 80s. While Hulk Hogan was building this empire with Vince, Ric Flair was setting up his competition by traveling the world. He having 60-minute matches before Iron Man matches were cool. He would do it on a nightly basis. Greatest in the 80s.
Yeah.
There's nobody better in the 90s than Shawn Michaels. He was the standard. There's nobody better in the 2000s than The Rock. You can say Stone Cold if you want to, but I've never hung on a word Stone Cold said. I've been, yeah, okay, cool. That was hot. That was good. He had decent matches. You know who his best matches were with? The Rock. You know who The Rock has had a bad match with? Nobody. When Stone Cold left, who did they call on? The Rock. When The Rock left, who did they call on? Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, and anybody they could get their hands on. When they talk about making John Cena into who John Cena is, you know what they say? They say they want somebody who can be as touchable and tangible and as likable to the kids as Hulk Hogan was, but can hold the crowd in their hands like The Rock. I don't hear Stone Cold's name mentioned. And of course, who's better than Roman Reigns right now? So,
I don't have any problem with that list. I mean, I don't have any problem. Listen, I love HBK. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, to me, he's the best in-ring performer of all time. Period. You know what I mean? Kicked right. He literally kicked the reporter out of the press conference. And she didn't think it was happening to her. He was like, I'm serious. Get her out.
If you don't leave, I'm leaving.
And
Right,
he
I'm leaving. He was dead serious, whether it was in character or not. It was believable, 100% believable. He kicked this chick out, dog. Like I got no problem.
Kayfabe back to a level it hasn't been in decades.
Yeah. I have no problem with Roman being up there. If you want to put Roman on your list up there right now, he's this past 4 years he's earned it. You know what I mean? He's really stepped his game.
And Eric, if you have no idea who Roman is, you're no longer allowed to participate in any wrestling conversation we ever had. Because Roman is the guy right now.
Yeah,
even in his absence, the crowd just continues to say,
"Yeah,
where's
we
Roman?"
want Roman. Yep, we want Roman. He has become probably the biggest attraction for them. You know what I mean? For WWE right now, and pro wrestling. He's probably become the biggest attraction in pro wrestling. If you really think about it, you can't hate on it at all. You know what I mean? If you've been watching his rise, his meteoric rise, man, when he came back that pandemic, man, he kicked off something, and this thing has been legendary. I can't even hate on it. You know what I mean?
For 4 years, he carried a company on his back.
Yeah, he did.
And made it profitable when nobody was allowed to come to the arenas, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, he might go down as the second greatest wrestler of all time. He'll never surpass Ric Flair. He's LeBron James, will never surpass Ric Flair. But he may have a good argument for number 2 all time. It just is what it is. But all right, here we go.
So glad they changed him up, man. Man. Real talk. Probably never, Paul. Probably never, P.
Don't ban people.
Nah. Well, no. Some people have come close.
We blocked some people.
I've banned. I've blocked. I've kicked some folk out and blocked them. But Eric would never be one. Eric is my dude. Eric has been one of our biggest supporters, especially since we started doing this live.
Eric, I'll inbox you some pictures of Roman. That's all you need. Let me just be honest.
Eric, you might not want to open them pictures up. Let's go with a lot of cash.
No, Trek. So you and Paul know he's a part of the community, so he'll absolutely love them pictures. Him and his husband will have a good time tonight if she inboxes him some pictures. And he has a blast with us. He's been a guest on the show multiple times.
Mhm.
He is the truth. Man, Eric is my dude. So yeah, he'll never get banned from Real Talk, but he will be muted when it comes to wrestling conversations until he learns about the greatness of Roman Reigns. All right, so let's go ahead and get this one banter that I got. We'll bypass the Am I Butthole. We'll go right to, because you got to get one of these before you get out. But let's go to this question right here. List your, in any order, doesn't matter, because I don't care about the order. Use whatever criteria you want to use, but your top 5 sports movies of all time. Top 5 sports movies of all time.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not a
huge.
huge sports movie fan, so I really had to go and make sure I do my research and write this down. All right. So no particular order. Remember the Titans. It took me some years to watch it too in its entirety. Don't judge me.
So sad.
But yeah, so Remember the Titans made my list. A League of Their Own.
There's no crying in baseball.
That's a good movie, by the way.
Coach Carter, Ali,
Oh.
and 42.
That's my shoe. I tied that shoe.
Woo!
Coach Carter, I forgot all about Coach Carter.
Yeah,
that's a good pick in there. Real good pick in there. I was going through the list. I was like, listen, Coach Carter's good enough that I'm considering removing one of mine and putting Coach Carter in. I really, really am. Like, I'm a little again. I know which one I might remove from it. I'm gonna let y'all decide, see where I'm at with it. This one was absolutely in contention with me.
Ooh, that one is too. That's a classic.
This and The Sandlot were like right
The
there.
Sandlot.
Yes.
I forgot about The Sandlot.
Yes, I didn't. Ooh, that's a nice one too. It's funny. Mm-hmm.
See, my question would be, which one?
There's a lot of Rockies.
Honestly, bro, yeah, because like 1, 2, 3, and 4, man. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all 4 of them really good to me.
The only acceptable one to be that should be in this GOAT conversation would be 4. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, 4 was the best culture Rocky. The best culture Rocky, like with the music and the presentation. Mighty Ducks. Ooh, not too bad.
It's not a bad list. It's not a bad list.
Man, it's a lot of good sports movies out there. I had when you asked it this morning, I had a lot of problems with this list. You know what I mean? You growing up, the sports movies you love, like man, he brought Little Giants, man. I don't know how many times I watched Little Giants. Little Giants was freaking hilarious. It was hilarious, dude. I love Little Giants. Real fun movie, dog. My list. Well, listen, Remember the Titans is always number 1. I love Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. Absolutely. If you don't like Remember the Titans, something wrong with you. Hey, that's on everybody's sports list. Remember the Titans.
Something about football.
Freaking fantastic.
And then
fantastic movie. Number 2 for me, because I'm a massive basketball fan. Number 2 for me is He Got Game.
I knew it was coming.
And Ray Allen, my favorite player. Ray Allen, my favorite player. Ray Allen was my favorite player before Steph Curry stepped on the scene, bro. Ooh, look at that. Necessary Roughness. Okay. Yeah. I already had my list ready. So it was Remember the Titans. It was He Got Game. The Sandlot. Woo! Love me some Sandlot. Sandlot is an absolute classic. Any Given Sunday.
My name is Willie.
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday was the stuff. And I had one of the Rockies on there. My favorite Rocky is Rocky 3 because of Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang and all the junk he talked during Rocky 3 had me. He's like, when he was sitting there talking about the reporter, I got to do this. When he was sitting there talking to the reporter, he was just sitting there all calm and stuff. And Apollo Creed and Rocky was sitting there talking to him. He was like, I accept the challenge from Rocky Ball. I accept the challenge because there is no challenge. Michael, I don't think you understand how funny that was back then. A lot of young people don't understand how funny, how kind that was for Mr. T. You know what I mean? To come in that movie in the role he played for Rocky 3, dog. Rocky, that's my cousin right there. Rocky, the program, Any Given Sunday, it says lead down. Yeah, that's my cousin. Yeah. Man, Rocky 3, dog. Rocky 3 is just so iconic. I mean, I could put any 4 of the Rockies on there, but as far as like 5 movies, man, I wish I could have like 10 movies for this list. This list is so off the hook. But them are my 5 iconic sports movies. Remember the Titans, Any Given Sunday, He Got Game, The Sandlot, and Rocky 3.
I ain't mad at either one of y'all's list. No, y'all see how I talk mess the entire time about y'all's list. This one can't do because y'all mentioned something. First of all, y'all mentioned something that are on my list anyway, which obviously is gonna make it good. But even past that, like there's just so many. The mulling over I had to do. I was typing it and then coming up to place it. It was
good movie.
I came up with my 5 and I gave an honorable mention because it was so doggone close. I couldn't at least not mention it. So I'm gonna do the honorable mention first. Honorable mention to Jerry Maguire.
Ooh,
okay, yeah.
Show me the money. Congratulations, Jerry. You're still my agent.
When I tell you, all of these on my list, I have watched 1,000 times over. But every time I watch that movie, I still get like, woo. There's just something.
Yeah.
So honorable mention to Jerry Maguire.
Nice.
But it didn't make the list because I feel like my list is super strong. Number 1, of course. Rookie of the Year was okay.
Woo! Yeah, Rookie of the Year was dope.
I ain't mad at you for that, Paul. I ain't mad at you.
I watched that a lot too. They used to put that on TV a lot, dog. Rookie of the Year be on TV like every day. Yeah. Rookie, that's a nice one too. Yeah, man, so many, dude. It's so many. Talking about Mighty Ducks. I like Mighty Ducks too. Mighty Ducks 2 is my favorite. You know what that
was close to even getting an honorable mention. I'm not gonna mention in the honorable mention though. I'm gonna mention it. Last Boy Scout.
Ooh, yeah. Still my favorite scene ever. Touch me again, I kill you.
I love that movie. But, okay,
you don't remember that movie, man.
Man, listen, I tell you, like I said, when I had to go deep, I was like, man, so many of them.
So many.
But all right, so let me start with the which I guess is now the unanimous number 1 because we all mentioned it. Remember the Titans. You cannot be serious about talking about a sports movie if you're not talking Remember the Titans.
Yeah, weird. No, I remember.
Period. Number 2. I was surprised. Well, I kind of wasn't surprised once you mentioned it, but I didn't think anybody else was going to mention it. Any Given Sunday. It's just too good.
Too good.
As a sports movie? Come on now. That the way they were able to show all sides of the game. Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
Number 3. None of y'all mentioned. I'm shocked at you, Mike, because you didn't mention. I'm surprised. So
probably on my honorable mention.
Or you felt like it wasn't strong enough to make your list, but I know you gotta love this movie. And Paul, I know you love this movie. Major League.
Woo! I love Major League, man. Absolutely, bro. From Northeast Ohio. Ain't nobody from Northeast Ohio don't love Major League, bro. We love Major League. Another honorable mention movie. Yeah, I thought about Major League. It just wasn't growing up. I thought about the movies that I just kept watching. I couldn't stop watching that. That was, I'm thinking that's my list. You know what I mean? Major League is a classic movie, and probably if you think about it, it's probably the best baseball movie, probably the best sports baseball movie ever.
Third best sports baseball, third best baseball movie ever.
Other than Sandlot, to me, I love the Sandlot.
Okay, I'm sorry, 4th best. Sandlot's
A lot of
would
good
be there.
baseball. A lot of good baseball movies out there. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Sandlot would be there. Daggone, I lost my 42.
Yeah.
Is
Ooh,
absolutely there.
42.
Is better than Major League.
Yeah, League of Their Own, great
yeah.
baseball movie. Man.
There was a third that I can't think of right now that it just slipped my mind because I talk too much. That's better. And this other baseball movie that's on my list is better. So let me just go ahead and bring it up. A League of Their Own. Bro.
Great movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Awesome.
All time great.
Yes.
And I don't care who you are, what era you grew up in, how old you are. You need if there are any
Awesome
two
movie.
sports movies on the history of life you need to see Remember the Titans and League of Their
League of Their
Own.
Own.
And watch them back to back if you can, because they are just that great.
A League of Their Own is the only sports movie that actually made me cry at the end. I cried at the end.
There's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball, but I cried at the end of that movie. You know what I mean? At the end and stuff, and they got all older and stuff like that. This was a great movie.
Absolute perfection.
I thought that movie. Did that movie win an Academy Award?
Time cast.
Did that movie win an Academy Award?
Oh, thank you. Let me Google.
She gonna be my official Googler because I don't know. I think it did.
It should have.
It did.
It should have.
Won an award for it.
It should have. It's a fantastic movie, man.
All time is what it is. It is.
No,
it didn't.
That's
a crime.
Shame.
That is
Absolute
a crime.
So I've given you Remember the Titans, Any Given Sunday, Major League, A League of Their Own. Honorable mention was Jerry Maguire. My number 5th one. This was a struggle because I had like 30 of them that just kept hitting my head. And I settled on this one because one, I knew nobody was going to pick it, and two, the way it was depicted, shot, and acted, and the way Mickey Rourke actually made himself look like a decent actor in this movie was phenomenal. The Wrestler.
Oh yeah.
That was an
on his face.
I'm sorry. I just did not like that movie.
You watched that movie before you are a for real wrestling fan.
Okay.
Once you are a for real wrestling fan and you see this journey and you understand that this is what a lot of wrestlers actually have gone through, and then you understand that Mickey Rourke is the quintessential old wrestler in wrestling. Mickey Rourke is Ric Flair.
Oh, okay. Well, now it makes sense.
Oh my, this is a friggin' great movie. Like there's no.
To me, that was so sad. I was like, "What is happening? It's so sad."
It did his job.
They did his job.
Is like the greatest. For me, it's one of the greatest sports movies of all time because you would never see it coming.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not a wrestling fan and you don't have to be one to see this movie. It is just that good.
Very realistic.
Absolutely.
Very realistic and relatable, you know, because it shows the reality of a lot of these stars, you know what I mean, when they still trying to be in the business, you know what I mean, and you know that's their life. A lot of wrestlers' life is like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ms. Hall, I'm not even gonna put your comment up there. I'm gonna tell you why. 2 reasons why. 1, I don't do off topic from the crowd unless I ask for it. So not gonna put that up there. Second reason is because I don't do comparisons of women's beauty like that. To me, that's unnecessary. If I'm gonna talk about a woman's beauty, I'm just gonna talk about it because she's beautiful to me. I ain't gonna compare her to no other female. I find that demeaning, degrading, and just unnecessary. So I know you're probably new to the podcast. No problem, no harm, no foul. But that's not something I'm gonna even engage in. And for the rest of y'all who are probably wondering, what did she say? What did she say? Don't even worry about it. Just know it's some stuff I'm not even gonna get into. Paul, white man can't jump.
White man can't jump.
My list too.
White man can't jump. The only reason that white man
about it, I just wouldn't.
It's a sports movie.
It is a sports movie.
I had to go with one basketball movie because
it was probably the movie that really.
I'll go crazy on basketball movies, dog. That Above the Rim, man, get out of here, bro. X-Men, People forget about
How
Six
did
Man.
you
Six
not
Man
like
was good.
Mookie?
Oh, I hated her voice in that. Oh, it's
Oh,
cringy.
no.
And the older I get, the cringier it gets.
Oh no, that's
Like
sexy.
rewatching it recently.
Mookie!
Oh,
That is so,
cringy.
oh my god.
Oh, it's
Rosie
cringy.
Perez, are you serious?
Oh no, the older I get, like that movie does not translate over time. This is what
Yes,
I have
it does.
learned.
Don't y'all listen to this black woman to my left. Don't y'all do that. No. Rosie Perez, you did your thing in that movie.
Yeah,
Back
you did.
then, yes, it
even-
is
no,
cringy
no,
now.
It is wonderful now. Her screaming out Mookie or saying that,
Mookie Brothers.
I don't want you to give me water. I want you to sympathize with my thirst and said that.
Okay, so that's a classic line, but
that
still,
to me is the equivalent, and Paul will get it because he knows my mind. That is the equivalent of dead on balls accurate. Those lines are just live rent free in my head. And sexy lines, sorry.
With a New York
Dead
accent.
on balls accurate. Wonderful. All right. So
yep, Eddie's right.
the great one.
Yeah, the great
Eddie's right. Yeah.
Dude, you have
Damon
no idea how
Wayans.
much I love that movie, yo.
Oh man, classic.
Eddie, you have
See what
no
I'm saying?
idea.
Like
how
pulling
much I
all
love
types
that
of movies,
movie.
all types of sport movies out the oh my god, man, out the chest, out the stash box. It's all types of great sports movies, man. Whew.
Let's see.
Great white hype beat that man after eating a bunch of ice cream.
Oh my god. I'm literally doing just 3 randoms. Normally I'm really looking at them to see what kind of shock value I want to give. I'm literally just picking 3 randoms and putting them together and we'll see what happens. So, all right. For those of y'all who don't know, this is one of my favorite games. I love this because the cringe value in this game is wonderful. Watching my guests be like, "What the is this?" and listening to the comment section go crazy with it is wonderful for me. This is the Real Talk Banter with Pick Your Poison. Would you rather? This is the Pick Your Poison, the After Dark edition because that's the only kind I like. So here we go. All right, this is very tame for Would You Rather for Pick Your Poison, Mike. I think the cards like you today.
Oh, good.
Would you rather consume a 90-year-old smoker's lungs raw, or only be attracted to people who strongly oppose your political views?
Attracted to people who strongly oppose my political views. I will definitely take the latter on that one.
What you taking?
Oh, I'm taking the latter on that one. I'm funny about what I put in my mouth. It's a no from me.
Yeah.
But due to the fact that I actually had relations with a Trump supporter at one point years ago,
let me tell y'all why y'all are crazy and why I'm consuming this long. Let me tell you why. I don't care if it's raw or not. Let me tell you why.
Not smashing Candace Owens.
I only got Candace Owens is cute. I paper mouthed up. I ain't gotta hear her talk. I only gotta do that one time. This says you are strongly attracted to people who oppose, not just a person. Everybody. That means every time you have an attraction to somebody, just know you got a fight on your hands all the time.
I mean, that one time could be the end of your life.
You see what I'm saying? I need peace in my life. Give me the lung. Let me eat that one time, gag it out, throw up, and get it over with, Fear Factor style, and then I'm done. I got nothing else to do. Y'all gonna be for the rest of your lives and miss an unnecessary argument. You have fun with that. Number 2. Would you rather always undress yourself slowly and sensually regardless of context, or wear nothing but inline skates and a jockstrap at all times?
I just
I,
And these are the tame ones, y'all. For y'all who
yeah, I know,
these are
right?
the tame ones.
I guess I go with the first one. I don't think I.
um,
Inline skates, I'll be falling on my ass all day. I'm straight.
and it's falling on your ass in the what is that string
In a jock strap.
in a jock
Josh
strap?
strap.
Yeah, no, that's a
Well,
no
you know, we
go.
used to wear. I used to wear jock strap for football, and it was still be a little. Once you get used to it, but still, yeah.
Stop it, Eric.
right.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Let me tell you.
Hey, yeah, I at least I can do the other. You know, ain't nobody watching.
No. It said regardless of context. So anytime you
only-
have to take clothes off, you got to do this. So if you're going to try on clothes in a fitting room at a place,
You're in there by yourself,
if you got to take off your jacket because when you take off your jacket when you walk into a place, slowly and sensually, not just slowly, but slowly and sensually, you gotta.
the only time it would have been an issue is the first thing that popped in my mind is when we used to have to change our clothes for the dance ministry, and we were back there in the same. That could get uncomfortable, but I'm still doing it because I can't skate.
Hey, Trek, you play ball. You gotta do that slow and sensual in the locker room when you're getting on your gear.
I guess. And we ain't supposed to be looking at each other like that in the locker room like that.
You do it slowly and sensually. Somebody gonna look. It ain't no.
Sure, but
look away. Look away.
However,
yeah, we'll gladly look away.
I'm slow and sensual. Me, first of all, I do that now anyway. I mess with her all the time anyway. I'm just. I don't care. So I do it anyway. So it's not gonna phase me. I don't care about you looking. You want to listen. If you keep looking hard enough, I'm gonna start charging you. So now I get to make some money.
Right.
Hands, please. Like whatever. I don't care. I'll meet up.
Nah. I'll take the slow and sensual for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here go the last one. I don't want it to be the last one. This one's a decent one. On the scale of ick, it's probably about a 5 or 6.
Oh, ick.
Would you rather chew off a homeless man's fingernails and toenails, or her face?
Sorry,
I love it. Or cause anyone who makes direct eye contact with you to poop their pants?
Okay, say that one more time. Make sure I got all the context.
Chew off a homeless man's fingernails and toenails, or cause anyone who makes direct eye contact with you to poop their pants. And while you are considering that, Elder, remember.
That's what I was considering.
So, Sharice, if you listening and you still watching, Sharice, she means to give you explosive diarrhea in the middle of service.
I do talk directly to people during that when I preach. Yeah, I do. I'm still funny about what I put in my mouth. I can't do it. I can't do it. And that includes you.
Hey, look like a lot of people gonna have diarrhea, bro.
Right.
I gotta say.
Should we send that just for you?
Oh man. Oh. I guess this depends on how really selfish you are. You know what I'm saying?
How my stomach is set up is I'm gonna be a little selfish.
I'm not gonna be a little selfish. I'm gonna be a lot selfish. I don't care about you pooping your pants. What that got to do with me?
Right.
That's not a personal problem. Maybe
I'm gonna hate it for Layla.
Oh man!
Again, sounds like a personal problem. Here's what you do: don't look at me in the eyes. They did it to Medusa for ages. Don't look me in the eyes and you'll be fine. Avert your gaze.
It's a
Maybe
lot of
some of
people.
y'all avert your gaze. You might be able to listen to service more better anyway.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people walking around Earth. There ain't nobody looking at.
Feel me? That's what I'm talking about. So like, I would so much rather make you have to poop your pants. Yes, absolutely. Hold on, I got to do a bonus one because I liked how that one went, and I'm also selfish. I'm having too much fun, and you know, we are way under what our normal time for the podcast is. So you know, I'll do one more, but this one I'm looking to. So give me a second.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Keep in mind, there can only be one.
I'll do these two. The second one, it's not that hard of a choice, but one of these I don't recall us ever having with this game before. So you know, why not do at least one new? All right, here's the bonus one, and we out on this one. Would you rather send a nude to everyone in your contact list? Caveat: your nude for those of y'all who have different people's nudes still in your phones. Send your nude to everyone in your contact list. That's not just your phone contact list. That's all your social media friends as well. Or have sports commentators narrate your sex life live on television.
I'm going with the second one. For sure. It didn't take much thought on my part. Has Shaq narrate your series like that.
He's going
in.
He's going out.
He's going in. Hey, make a left. You're right. Swear around a
now
little bit.
Shaq now, his motion is terrible, very terrible right now.
That was a terrible stroke. That was a terrible stroke.
Or you have Tony Romo giving detailed explanations with telestrator.
Stephen A. Smith, the way he threw that stroke was straight, just the unmitigated gall that he threw this stroke was just straight up blasphemy.
I take it. You taking the narration?
I'm taking the narration, 100%.
You take the narration?
Oh, I'm taking the narration because first and foremost, now that I remember, Bishop Romel is in my contacts.
He sure is.
So no, so it would have definitely. Let me honest with you, the pervy part of me would live for the narration. It would be short, but the narration would be hilarious.
Listen, I'm 42, y'all. I'm absolutely like Bernie Mac. I'm 42. I got to stop out of hollering and look, bust a look. Trying to be here all night.
What's it up?
I'm 42 and I'm fat. I ain't 18 no more. We're doing all night for. Listen, no. I gotta go to sleep. I get cramps in the middle of it.
Right.
One of the worst things in the world. People don't talk about this in the movies, nothing like that. One of the worst things in the world is to catch a cramp in the middle of your stroke. And these ignorant, evil people fight through it. Why you stop? Because I got a cramp.
Down goes Jesse.
You get you a Charlie horse in that hamstring, boy. Woo.
But I sweat a whole lot, and because I'm fat, I lose air more quickly than ever before. So I'm quick to be like, get on top. I'm tired. I can't. It's either over or you got to get on top. And,
right.
And on top only lasts a little while anyway. Either not just because she ain't got the leg strength to do like she used to no more. But I'm trying not to drown in my own sweat because I'm laying back like this and the sweat is coming down and down my throat and now I'm drowning and stuff. No, I'm cool. No. Uh-huh. But I don't care nothing about that commentation. I'm doing the nudes. I'm going to tell you why I'm doing the nudes. I'm married. I can say, oops, my bad, disregard. That was supposed to be for Philanda. I got it out. You saw it, but I didn't mean to send it to you. But that sports commentation,
you don't gotta take no accountability.
This age of the internet, that lasts for life for real. The jokes that'll be made, the memes off of the commentation things gonna be happening. No, nope. Send me the news. For those of y'all who watch Wildin' Out, one of the best Wildin' Out songs they've ever done. Except it's not send me, it's I'll send you the news. I don't care. Yeah. and you know, it's still kind of worth looking at. But it also didn't say what part of the body is the nude. I can send you my butthole. I never took a picture of my butthole, but I can send you my butthole. And now you can't comment on what you think my size is or not. I'm not gonna be out here like Drake.
All of your friends about to request that you delete them.
Hey, you know what that means?
Take me out your contact.
But you know what that means? Less people to text me. Less people to bother me. I don't like people. So less people to blow my phone up. So go on ahead. That's right. Send them. Hit that send. That's what I'm trying to do. That's right. Y'all can have y'all YouTube videos of y'all sex life and people doing to y'all what folks did to what's his name song that he did to Drake. What's dude
Kendrick?
No, the other dude.
Metro Boomin.
Yeah, what folks did the Metro Boom song.
BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy. I've been, man, I ain't gonna lie, since I woke up, that's a hit right there. Like, shout out to Metro, that's a hit right there.
It absolutely is a hit. But you know what? Your commentated video that's being commented live on national television is gonna be a hit too.
Cool.
And for all the wrong reasons,
I'm gonna capitalize.
And social media is gonna talk about you like they talked about Drake and his little peen. It's gonna happen. Somebody gonna be like, "Oh, he's small."
I'm gonna capitalize.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be like whoop 'em Gangnam style. I'm gonna capitalize.
Because here's the reality of it. The question actually boils down to: who would you rather see you nude, the world or people you know? I'll deal with people I know because I know the jokes that are gonna come my way with people I know. The world, you can't move out the world. You can move out the state. You can't move out the world. I can change my number, delete my social media, and never have to talk to anyone in my contact list again. You can't outrun the world. Your Layla will see your video at some point in time.
Hey.
Your children will see your video at some
For
point
those
in
who
time.
want to do a deep dive in a Real Talk After Dark, we'll explain why that's really not that big of a deal.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, man, it'd be more entertaining.
I am not a Titan. I am not looking to entertain you. I don't want you to be entertained by me. Be entertained by somebody else. I mean, on the Real Talk podcast, be entertained by me. But in other aspects of your life, find your own entertainment.
Personally, I don't think I have anything to be embarrassed about. So it is what it is.
I'm 42. I got all kinds of stuff to be embarrassed about. I'm 42. In fact, I listen. If she met me now, as opposed to when I had some shape and everything else, she wouldn't marry me. I'd have to fluff. Let me do that. I'd have to fluff a little bit before me.
Sir, TMI. Eric, tell him to stop.
Go to the bathroom real quick. Okay, I'm ready. He goes to the bathroom an awful lot. It's just my prostate. And this has been a great addition to the Real Talk podcast. I have had a blast.
Yeah, me
Trust
too.
and believe. We're gonna have Trek back on here again. It has been an honor. So I appreciate you so much for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me, bro. This is a long time coming. I'm glad we got a chance to do it. Yeah, I mean, the Kendrick and Drake beef was a perfect segue into it because it's something y'all know I could talk about for hours. So
absolutely,
yeah, wonderful, good show.
One of the topics we didn't get to because of time, because the Kendrick and Drake beef went so long, but it was good.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask you about that Cat Williams special, that horrible train wreck of a special that he put on Netflix. If you saw
I ain't
it.
watched it yet, so I
Okay,
can't
well,
even really comment on it.
don't
Yeah.
you don't need to watch it.
That's what you and P keep telling me that. Like it's whack. Everybody keep telling me it sucks. So
It's the second worst special I've ever seen him do.
if it sucked, then I probably won't even. I might jump in and see what's going on with it, but you know,
Go ahead, wait. Go ahead.
I'll
Waste
check it
time.
out. I'll check it out. You know what I mean?
I told y'all in the group chat that thing was gonna be horrible.
Right.
Cat Williams ain't been funny in years. Y'all keep saying that Cat Williams one of the funniest men on the planet, and he ain't been funny in over a decade. Y'all remember in Pimp Chronicles is Pimpin', and that first slew of specials he put out as a comedian. He ain't been funny since then.
Hmm.
Sorry. At me if you want to. He ain't been funny since then. And that Netflix special was horrible. Pete Davidson's horrible special was better than Cat Williams. And I ain't even finished Pete Davidson's special yet.
I don't like Pete Davidson. Oof.
That's how
I
bad
don't understand how people think Pete Davidson funny. I don't get it.
he's not.
Hey, he's just,
And that's how funny Cat
get it.
Williams is.
yeah, like I ain't never seen Pat Davidson do one thing funny. He's never made me laugh ever.
No, I can't say he's never made me laugh ever. Dick in the Box is a funny song on SNL.
He was in that. That was funny. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was in that.
He helped write it.
Oh, he helped write it.
Yeah,
That's the one with Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was funny. If he wrote that, that was pretty funny.
So he's done some.
He can write funny.
Hey, some people are Paul Mooney and some people are Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Paul Mooney's a great comedian, but he's a much better writer than he was a comedian. Eddie Murphy is, Eddie Murphy. Some people are him. Some people are Paul Mooney. Sometimes you just gotta write. But Cat Williams special was worse. No, you better. Yeah, I'll tell you one's worse than that I actually finished. Cat Williams special was worse than Amy Schumer's leather special.
Ooh, because that was pretty bad. Yeah. That man ended Amy Schumer's comedic career right there.
She disappeared after that.
Yeah, she disappeared after that.
I'm gonna get pregnant.
You never see her stand up after that. No.
That special was Cat Williams' last special was one of the worst specials I've ever seen in the entirety of my comedic life.
Yeah,
and I've seen some horrible ones.
Maybe I'll catch it when when I'm sitting here bored or something. I'm like never bored, so it's gonna be hard to find. Everybody keep telling me it's bad. If y'all telling me it's bad, that means it must be pretty bad.
10 minutes in, you will want to throw your phone. Wow. I'll say it like this. Trust me with comedy like I trust you with hip hop and basketball. I tell you, it's horrible.
Yeah.
God, so
you probably won't mess with it then.
And he only mentioned Shannon Sharp at the beginning, and that was it. So the material wasn't even like the podcast based. It was actual material that was just horrible.
He could have kept all that.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, that's been the last. We're gonna have to do it again. It's been way too long time to come. Yeah. So let everybody know where they can find you at, especially if they want to get some beats, because I've been trying to get folks to understand that they can get beats from you. Let them know how to hook up with you. Yeah,
you can. I got most of my beats, or some of my beats. Most of my beats you ain't never heard. I got a lot of my beats on SoundCloud. So that's usually where I post my beats up, because it's like the most convenient place to find my beats. Go to SoundCloud, look for Trek G, and you'll find me. Most of my beats on there are a little older. I just I'm gonna start putting up more beats. This year I'm about to kind of start going ham. Like I just put up a reel on Instagram yesterday. You catch me on Instagram too. You catch me on Instagram, Trek_Gibbs. So that's me on Instagram. People know me on Facebook as Michael Gibbs, but the Instagram and SoundCloud, that's how I'm kind of getting my stuff out for right now. Things are coming. Believe in that. I trust me, stuff is coming. I'm going to start putting more beats out. I'm going to start putting reels out. I'm going to try to start putting maybe some videos or kind of so people can peep into my process and how I make beats and stuff like that. So look out for Trek_Gibbs on Instagram. Look out for Trek G on SoundCloud. I'm going to get an X. I'm gonna get an X. I'm probably try to get a music X Twitter account. You know what I mean? It's like a record, because I don't really do X Twitter and TikTok like that, but I'm probably gonna have to start doing that. So you can find me Michael Gibbs on Facebook, Trek_Gibbs on Instagram, and find me Trek G on SoundCloud. You can hear some beats there. I got my SoundCloud link in the description on my Instagram, so you should be able to find it there as well. But that's where you can find me. You can get up with Rev. Rev hit me up too. You can DM me on any of these platforms if you want a beat or something like that. We work out the details there. That's how you can find me.
And that's Gibbs with 2 B's.
Gibbs.
Gibbs.
That's right.
Trust me, it's worth it. The dude is a beast.
Yep.
And so before I get into allowing you to tell folks where to find you, this is a great segue into my announcements that I've had you all holding on for. So the Real Talk podcast is expanding starting this Thursday. This Thursday, May 9th, will be the first official Real Talk podcast interview segment. So this is going to be a case where I sit down with some people I find interesting and we just shoot the breeze. We're not going to be just talking about current events. We're not going to be doing the Real Talk Banter. This is just to get to know them, who they are, why I find them interesting. If they have things that they want to push or things that they are doing in business or in the entertainment space, you'll get to hear about them. So, and they're going to be about 30 minutes. Maybe some go longer. Some are going to go, well, none are going to be less than 30 minutes. I'm not going to waste your time. It's going to be sitcom length or maybe a little longer, depending on how good the interview goes. It's good. I'm branching out, trying to do some more things. This will be a YouTube exclusive. These will not air live. They will not air on Facebook. You're going to have to subscribe to the Real Talk Podcast YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Real Talk HPM. You subscribe to that, you'll get alerts to know when these interviews drop. And our first interview is going to drop this Thursday. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to have it post at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I feel like 3 o'clock is a good time. So we're going to drop this Thursday at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And I interview the one and only, the queen, the executive producer of the Real Talk podcast, because she is launching out and going even more public with her business, Bea-You-Tiful Styles. She's a personal stylist, and she does amazing work. And I promise you, there are some gems in this interview you do not want to miss. And I can say that because yes, it's already been taped, and I'm going to drop it on the Real Talk podcast channel this Thursday at 3 o'clock. And very soon to come, very, very soon to come, for all of y'all who have been so excited about the G-Spot Accessories commercial, I will be interviewing the owner and proprietor of the G-Spot Accessories, Miss Amanda. She'll be one of the ones that's going to be interviewing, so be looking out for that quite soon. I got a bunch of other people I'm going to be interviewing. Eddie, if you're still listening, I want to interview you soon because I know you got your book that you're still selling. There's a ton of stuff that's coming down the pike. I'm not trying to be Shannon Sharp, but he gave me some ideas. Sometimes it's good to just sit down and have a conversation with interesting people about the things that they're doing that's interesting that you may not know. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Real Talk YouTube channel at youtube.com/Real Talk HPM. I promise you, it's going to be worth it. This is going to be epic. And that is in conjunction with our normal Real Talk podcast episodes, which will air always live on Facebook and the Real Talk podcast. And be on the lookout. I may wind up doing a Real Talk Instagram page. We'll see how that work out. But if I do it, I'm going to have my fired executive producer. She going to manage it because I can't stand social media. So
me neither. Me neither, dude. I'm not. I try my best to stay away from my phone. You have no idea how much. Like you gotta use it, but like that's the reason why you don't see me. I'm not a social media type of person. You know what I mean? I like dealing with people in person. You know, so
I promise you, I feel you. Like if I listen. And I ain't got that kind of time no more. Like I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
And pretty soon she gonna be too busy, so I'm gonna have to get me another assistant to do some stuff. Cause I got it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But this Thursday, be on the lookout. This Thursday at 3 o'clock is gonna drop. I'm looking for numbers between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna get that 6-hour window to kind of gauge how my timing is working with this Thursday drop. So be on the lookout. We're gonna see what we're gonna do. All right, and with that said, Miss Queen, Miss Owner, proprietor of Beautiful Styles, please let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on your social media platforms at Beautiful You Styles. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook under my
I'm
given
gonna you
name.
slow down.
I'm sorry. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under Beautiful You Styles. Please, I'm sorry, Beautiful You Styles FWJ. I forgot I had to add that on there because that was an issue.
Because you spell beautiful differently, you probably gonna want to spell it for them
It's
so they know.
BEY. I'm sorry, yeah, BEYOUTIFUL Styles FWJ on your social media platforms.
And be on the lookout because she is dropping content basically every day. She's a personal stylist.
Every other
If
day.
you want to, well, close enough. And if you want to hook up with her and find, let me rephrase that because some of y'all are perverts. If you want to connect with her so that you can, so she can help you overhaul your closet, or maybe you got an event coming up and you ain't got the kind of bank to be able to afford a stylist that is out there crazy, or you know nothing about fashion, or you hate shopping. Please connect with her and she will hook you up. I promise you. She is great at what she does. And I don't say this because I'm her husband, because I'm her worst client. I say this because I've watched the effect that what she does has on other people. She is outstanding. So connect with her on all of her social media, see what she can do for you, the consultation, the whole nine. She, even if you are not in Atlanta, she knows how to be able to get you together no matter what state you're in. So connect with her. She's really good at what she does, male and female.
Mhm.
Trust me, she do what she do. And of course, you can always follow the Real Talk Podcast on the Real Talk Podcast Facebook page and the Real Talk Podcast YouTube channel. Once again, that's youtube.com/@Real Talk HPM. Please do that, as well as, you know what, might as well promote High Praise Ministries as well. High Praise Ministries every Saturday, next level service every Saturday at 1. We broadcast exclusively on the on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@High Praise Ministries. We do Wednesday night Bible study virtually. That's both on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can go to the High Praise Ministries Facebook page and do that as well. So please be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to give out my personal information because I don't want nobody contacting me. So if you want to get with me and deal with ministry stuff, you can do the High Praise. We're going to do podcast stuff. Come through the podcast. Other than that, you can't get to me right now. Also, since I'm dropping stuff, please make sure you go out, check on whether it be Spotify or anywhere you download your streams. All the places, iHeart and Google and Apple, all them places you can get your streams. There's two things I want you to take a look at. Take a look at my brother's project. It is wonderful. It's outstanding. It's anointed. It is a worship session like you have never seen before in your life. It is called Jesus, forgot that's that quick. A night of worship with Joshua. A night of worship, a worship experience by Joshua Jones. I promise you, you will not regret doing that. And I'm also relaunching, kind of doing a repush because I've been told to do it, a repush of my own EP, which I've had out for years now, which is called Melodies from the Heart. You can check that out as well on anywhere you can get your downloads from. Melodies from the Heart is available by Jesse Jones. This has been wonderful, outstanding. I promise you this will not be the last of its kind. Be on the lookout because some great things and big things are coming. But y'all know, like I love to say, no matter what you do, no matter where you are at, do yourself a favor and always keep it real. This has been the Real Talk Podcast. Thanks for listening.
This is Real Talk. Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk, Real Talk. This is Real Talk. Real Talk Radio. This is Real Talk. High Praise Ministries presents Real Talk, Real Talk, Real Talk.